is what your life like. Try to live your life right. People really know you push your buttons like type right. This is like a movie, but it's really very lifelike. Every single night, right? Every single fight, right? I was looking at the gram and I don't even like likes. I was screaming at my daddy, told me it ain't Christ-like. I was screaming at the referee, just like Mike. Looking for a bright light. Seagull, what your life like? Riding on a white bike, feeling like a sight bike. Pressing on the gas, supernova for a night light. Dreaming at my dad and he told me it ain't Christ-like. But nobody never tell you when you're being like Christ. Only ever seeing me, only when they needin' me. Like if Tyler Perry made a movie for BT, searching for a deity. Now you wanna see it free, now you wanna see it free. Let you see it 3 apiece. Tell me what your life like. Turn it down a bright light. Driving with my dad and he told me it ain't Christ-like. I'm just trying to find, I've been looking for a new way. I'm just really trying not to really do the fool way. I don't have a cool way, being on my best though. Block up on a text though, nothing else next though. Not another word, let a picture or a decimal. Wrestling with God, I don't really wanna rest so. Man, it's really lifelike, everything in my life. Arguing with my dad and he said it ain't Christ-like. Man. You know it's like
buy this car to drive to work to pay for this car. Buy this car to drive to work to work.
All right, here we go. Welcome to the Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to hear Tim Pool actually debate communism with his good friend / lackey Ian Crossland. But first, let's play this real fast. Here we go.
Pushing. He's a very talented guy. He's a guy that has never been pushed before, actually. That's the kind of person you needed in Israel at the time. It was very important. I don't think they treat him very well. He's under trial for some things, and I don't think they treat him very well. I think it should, we'll be involved in that to help him out a little bit because I think it's very unfair. I pushed him.
So, actually,
that to help him out.
Did he repeat his mannerism so much that I thought it was like the end of the video? Jesus Christ. Here we go.
A little bit because I think it's very unfair. I pushed him. I didn't like certain things that he did, and you saw what I did about that. I also stopped, we knocked the hell out of Iran, and then it was time to stop, and we stopped pushing.
Okay. So obviously he's talking about Netanyahu, and he's going to use whatever power he has to save Netanyahu from getting any type of prosecution. Now, you can, I guess, somehow pardon him in a different country somehow if you want to do that. But don't stop the investigation into like what he was involved in. That's what I would say, personally. At best,
as I understand it, it's a lot of business. It's a lot of business and corporate corruption. So, him and a bunch of people he was close with apparently got caught taking money from a bunch of Israeli businessmen in a way that was not very legal.
Yes, I'm aware of that. But let's be real of what the obvious crimes are. I understand the financial stuff, but like, let's be honest about like what the obvious fucking crimes are. And
it's kind of funny that they'll pitch a hissy fit over business corruption, but not the elephant in the room.
Yeah, it's kind of brain hurting sometimes and heart hurting when this type of stuff has become so normalized, where it's almost I don't know. It's almost like it doesn't matter so much.
It's ignored.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I said this about the Charlie Kirk thing, right? He gets shot. It's a brutal, once again, brutal on camera. But guess what? All murder is fucking brutal. All of it is. But yet, you bring up Charlie in one breath, it's like, oh my God, Charlie. Then I'm like, yo, they're blowing up random boats in the middle of the fucking ocean. And no one cares. Are they carrying drugs? Like,
there's some kids that got shot at a school the same day Charlie Kirk was killed.
Exactly.
Nobody cared.
You're right. You're right.
You know what Trump said about that? He said that people have to get over it.
Well, I didn't hear that part.
Did he really?
I did hear about the shooting that happened on the same day that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed.
You didn't hear that? You didn't hear about that, Allie? That school shooting in Colorado? Trump's response was that they have to get over it.
Yeah, I didn't know that he responded like that.
I mean,
Very telling, in my opinion.
yeah, and you don't even need words. It's more of like the actions they take. And one thing they brag about the murders. Another case they're sad about it. It's like it's such a game being played. And it makes me wonder sometimes because you have the average American, right? Now we can say like, okay, these guys they're working their jobs, they're looking after their families, they're just, making dinner, they're fucking whatever the fuck they're doing, right? They're hanging out with the boys, whatever, right? That's fine. But then somehow, when it comes to something like out of nowhere, like they find out about Venezuela, right? Like with no real information on it at all beforehand. They just recently find out about it, and there's like, yeah, we need to blow those boats up. They're bringing fentanyl in. Meanwhile, like also like ignoring those stories on purpose, right? The stories about Venezuela or any country or any event in the world have been out there forever and ever, and now we have the fucking internet, right? It's like these guys are ignoring these stories to live their own lives, but at the same time, when they get introduced to a story, all of a sudden they have the expertise answer of fuck them, they're drug traffickers or whatever. Like all of a sudden, like, wait a minute, I thought the idea was that you guys don't pay attention to those stories because you're too busy working, kids, family life, go to sleep, right? You're too busy with that, so you wouldn't like have time to research it. But somehow they're still getting a inkling of quote unquote research, right? A narrative to run away with on these exact stories. And like the same applies to anywhere else. And it's like, that's amazing to me that we have these like, well, Jordan, not everyone has time to look into these things. How come random fuckface is telling me about the drug trafficking in Venezuela? How come they have time for that? Where'd that come from? Did they study one day or something?
That is an excellent question.
It's brain breaking.
Never get an answer to.
It's brain breaking, man. But either way, like these crimes get absolutely normalized. I mean, absolutely normalized. And I guess we don't care until someone important cares, which is once again someone devaluing themselves, right? You're kind of taking the value away from yourself by saying like, if blah 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 cares about it, now I care. That's a sad state of affairs. Either way, who cares, right? Who cares? Let's watch Timmy Pool debate Ian Crossland on communism. This might actually be interesting. And there's other people.
This is going to be juicy.
That's a major pause, Joe. Don't ever. Is that a soundbite? Don't ever say that again. But this is
I'm gonna say it again at some point, just to bother you.
This is the Seamus guy, right? The what's
Freedom
the fucking
Tunes?
Yes, exactly. Yes. The shit James is like, yo, watch this. It's fucking terrible. Watch this. This is the guy that makes him, I think.
James has he has a special place in hell reserved for that guy.
Either
not just because of the political garbage, which there's a lot of, but it's because of how lazy the animation is.
Oh, yeah, so that actually is very template driven laziness. But let's play this video. Tim Pool goes off, pause. Debates Ian Crossland on communism, meaning Tim would have to look good, otherwise this video does not come out. If Ian looked good, this video does not exist, bro. It won't come out. But all right, here we go.
Communism doesn't work because it turns into vanguardism. Always. The last two times they tried it in Soviet Union and China, they became vanguardist states. But if they had a real communist state where there is no state and the people just
I disagree. Ian, you are so
you'd have to have permanent electricity,
Jordan, I've
always
already got
attached to the grid,
problems.
and smart.
Please, go ahead.
All right, so I can already tell you that none of these idiots have any idea what vanguardism is, as outlined by Lenin when he was writing about this shit early 20th century. A lot of this shit was like at or just before the October Revolution.
Okay.
Vanguardism is basically the idea that a socialist party in his mind was going to be the vanguard for the Russian people to basically seize the government and depose the Tsar.
It was
which
actually quite
they
brutal.
eventually did, and it was very bloody.
It was actually quite before, because Rosa Luxemburg criticized his policy already in 1904.
Thank you for bringing that up.
I can even find the article from 1904, predating. Yeah.
Oh, I know nothing about vanguards or whatever the fuck, but yeah, go ahead.
And this is another thing. When Lenin was criticizing people, he was he did not pull punches. One of his probably more famous pieces of writing is called "Left Communism: An Infantile Disorder," and the whole thing is kind of a rebuke of Rosa Luxemburg's approach.
Yeah, dismissing Rosa and Panic Cook and people like them.
Pennycock? What? Pause.
Yeah, that he was a Dutch communist.
Okay.
His nickname is Antony Pancake. That's easy to remember.
Pancake.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully Jordan finds a silver lining here about morality, because that's where I live. You know, that's like my thing.
Yeah.
I go, I know nothing about economic. I'm terrible at these things. I actually am dog shit. So you know what? You guys lead this fucking video. I'm sure Timmy's gonna like pull up some Wikipedia stuff and try to lecture.
I'll give you the short version. Basically, Lenin was very, very militant in his approach. Like, he was very set on doing like armed revolution.
Okay.
Which they did.
So he's a bot.
Like I said, it got very bloody.
Right.
Yeah, he's a bot. Got it.
Yeah, and they didn't just throw the Tsar out. They didn't just throw the Tsardom out of power. They actually killed the whole fucking royal family.
Killed the whole family in the basement, right?
Even the child.
Even the dog. Yeah, the little girls.
Wow,
even little Anastasia.
Anastasia, right.
Their son. The young son.
Those are some healthy human beings, huh? Damn.
Yeah,
humans being humans.
The late Tsarist Russia was a nasty fucking place.
It seemed like it. It seemed like it was a very scary time to be there.
Like whether Lenin was there or not to articulate these particular principles, I think something like that was almost bound to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're not.
They had some pretty violent revolutions or uprising already preceding that one. There was one in 1905 that was very violent.
It wasn't just that one, right?
So basically, I can't tell the difference between them and George Washington and their revolution, right? There's no real difference.
Yeah.
The words are different, but maybe like the actions are actually very similar.
Yeah, the actions are definitely similar.
The spirit of it.
Spirit. Okay.
Overthrowing monarchy. Yeah, no, but I mean, same thing.
Fair enough.
Actually, this is just me guessing here, because I'm not as familiar with the strictly military history of it as I am with the political theory that went into it. But I think Lenin may actually have taken some tactical notes from what happened in the American Revolution, because he was very well read on a lot of these things.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a fucking bot on this shit. So, you guys say pause, then not. Just say pause if they're talking, right? And you're like, okay, stop here. Let me say something. You tell me, because the politics aspect of this, I'm so ignorant on. I try to look more at the morality of things, personally.
Just the fact that you're willing to admit that you don't know something already puts you leagues ahead. The fuckers that we're looking at in this video.
You don't get to. You can't be Destiny or something.
Oh, the man who knows everything.
That thing called Destiny.
Yeah, the galaxy-sized brain who debates everybody super good.
Well, at the same time, I don't know if Ian and Timmy are gonna pull it to like my level, where I can actually argue these ideas. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're gonna turn to like almost like talking point dumb fuckery, or if they're gonna do like some of these ideas I've never heard of in my life. Right? That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Sorry, I have to mention that I don't know if you heard that Candace talked with Norman Finkelstein recently.
Yes, I know
about
that. I heard some of it.
He told her to her face that he was invited to on that Lex Friedman thing. And so
Okay.
the experiment asked him if he wanted to debate destiny, and he said, "I'm not going to debate a thing called destiny." Fuck off.
That is actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Also, Destiny's he's gonna do dishonest debate tactics as well, but I'm not gonna debate Destiny. All right, let's play, and we're back to the beginning. Here we go.
Communism doesn't work because it turns into vanguardism. Always. The last two times they tried it in Soviet Union and China, they became vanguardist states.
But if
they had a real communist state where there is no state and the people just own
That's
it.
why I disagree. And again, you are so
You'd have to have permanent electricity.
It will
always attached to the grid and smart contracts flipping, so there's no middlemen.
It's not possible, Ian.
It would be such a hard thing to do.
But Ian, here's no way to create a self-sustaining terrarium of Earth. Communism
and
doesn't
that's
work.
the ideal. That's why it doesn't work. It turns into the small group running everything.
It's not just that. Communism is wrong about the core assumptions with respect to human nature and human evil. It asserts that the reason people do things improperly or do things wrong.
We're trying out the greatest hits already.
Well, Joe. Actually, that's exactly why I'm like, they're gonna have to come down to my level at some point. They're gonna have to walk down this street over here and say, "Well,
there they go."
I knew they were gonna do it. I just didn't think that they would trot it out this soon. Because we're not even a fucking minute in, are we?
Maybe he's dragging it to his level too. You know, for all I know. But actually, the quote-unquote anti-capitalist thing is actually the same argument. Quietly, it's the same fucking thing. Of like, well, human nature, people will do bad things. They'll be greedy. Right, the system forces them to behave a certain way. Like that's a human nature argument as well. But once again, we're debating communism, I guess. So once again, that's the level where I'm at, where I'm like, oh, let's talk about human nature. Let's go there. And they usually drown. But here we go. I'll give them time. Here we go.
It's not just that. Communism is wrong about the core assumptions with respect to human nature and human evil. It asserts that the reason people do things improperly or do things wrong or like commit moral crimes is because of resource scarcity. And reality is just this combination lock. And if we arrange material things in the proper way, we'll unlock the gates of heaven and it'll be utopia. But the reality is there was no poverty in the Garden of Eden. People sin even when they have everything they could possibly need. You could create the perfect communist utopia. People would still murder each other. People would still rape. People would still fornicate.
Let me add to that. The story.
Okay, so that was definitely the Alex Jones argument with Peter Joseph. About I'm a mad. He's like beating his chest. I'm a mad. We're gonna do shit. You know.
I'm a pioneer. I'm an explorer. I'm a human, and I'm coming. I like to eat. I like to fight. I like to have children.
Yep. There it is. Shout out to
I got
our own skit.
Alex Jones a little more.
I like to have children. What the fuck?
I feel like I could get his voice down.
Probably.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, that is that argument of. But he actually jumped right to it before actually getting to the kind of on the surface political argumentation, right? For these things, you skip right to human nature, which is where that's where I'm at too. I skip right to human nature as like, let's go there and argue. On the surface, bro, I don't know the details.
Human nature is almost stupidly complex. There's so many things that govern it. Not all of which have been pinned down. In fact, I would argue that we actually have only we've maybe pinned a small handful of those things down.
Well, that's the thing. If you say it's kind of, I guess, externally pinned down, you're saying environment at that point, and thus would showcase your what's the idea?
Nature versus nurture. Which is it?
Your communist bias, because it's the environment shaping things, right? Like the guy said, if you change, I don't know if that's the actual guy, by the way. I don't know if that's Freedom Tunes. When I hear him yelling, I'm like, is that him or not? I can't tell. Either way, it's like the idea of like, oh, if we change the material environment that you're in, we can change you as a person. And this guy's like, no, there's something intrinsic that can't, yada yada yada. And
well, as a lot of Marxist writing describes it, the idea is to change the material conditions so that you're free of the constraints that a capitalist system imposes on you. Like, you would be free to just pursue whatever thing catches your interest. Like, you're totally fucking free.
Yeah, but
that's as they describe it. That's not necessarily how I'm describing it.
Fair enough.
I'm articulating the point.
Fair enough.
The capitalists also frame things in terms of it's freedom. Yeah, same thing.
I'm going to paraphrase this a little, but one old piece of writing that I think Marx actually wrote himself is that in a communist society, let's say Jordan could be free to just spend one day analyzing film, and then the next day he could just decide to be a fisherman, and nothing's gonna fucking stop him.
Social, yeah, like as in like I don't have to worry about payments or loans or whatever the fuck, right? It's just like, okay,
yeah,
go fishing. Maybe I don't like this. Let me go watch movies tomorrow. Okay, it's free to enter. There's designated time. Just get a ticket, and then you show up at your time, and you can go watch a movie and analyze film all day, or whatever the fuck, right? It's kind of the idea.
Everything
actually, George Lucas actually had some very interesting opinions about Soviet cinema.
Okay.
Because, well, yeah, like any other piece of Soviet media, you really couldn't criticize the government too much, but other than that, you were free to explore almost any kind of story you wanted to make, because you didn't have to worry about whether or not the movie was gonna do well at the box office. It would just get finished, and whoever wants to watch it can watch it.
He almost considered making Star Wars in the Soviet Union.
Did he? That's news to me.
I think that was something he said. He said something along those lines, if I recall correctly. Maybe we should look it up to make sure what he's actually said.
Yeah, I'll have to look that up later. I don't want to quote somebody incorrectly.
Well,
if that's true, that's very interesting.
Well, he said that the Star Wars was a criticism of the Vietnam War. How crazy it may sound. That
I could kind of see it.
The Sith was the USA. Straight up.
Yeah, the Empire is
the Empire.
The Empire is the fucking US. Like, I could kind of see it. That's one potential way to read the movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I already thought Star Wars was mediocre, but that was just
there's a clip where he discusses this with none other than Mr. Hollywood Marxist. What is he called? Director of Terminator.
James Cameron.
Yes, exactly. When he told him that it was meant to be the Empire is the USA and the.
God dang it!
I could see how somebody might reach that conclusion.
God dang it! No wonder they're mediocre. That's me as a film fan, as a heavy film
that's
fan.
You as a cinephile.
Well, it's like you're supposed to say like a bigger story than Vietnam. No offense to all the shit that went down over there. It's just like, tell the bigger story. It's like they can't even see it, can they? They just see politics everywhere. It's like, oh god, vomit.
No. These were the words of fuck.
George Lucas.
Yeah,
he's mediocre, dude. I'm telling you right now, George Lucas is meaty fucking ochre. He's not the greatest filmmaker I've ever seen in my life. I'll be honest with you. He's kind of mid. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
I understand Star Wars.
I'm not citing
thing to it.
I'm not citing him because of how good I think he is or isn't. I'm just citing it because he's a very prominent example. It's easily found. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's just The Dark Knight. Anyways, let's keep going with communism and human nature, and somehow Tim Pool is somehow talking about this. Ugh. Here we go.
I've told this before. My friend from Ukraine at her apartment said she was in an apartment and she said, you want to hear a funny story about that apartment? During the Soviet era, with Ukraine under control of Soviets, there were two families that lived in these apartments. They didn't like each other. So one family called the police and said, I heard that family talking bad about the party. The next day, the apartment was cleared out and gone. Yeah. They didn't do that because there was an actual monetary dispute or resource scarcity. They just plumb didn't like the other person because this is how people can be.
That's totalitarian states. But that's the problem with vanguardism is
human nature, man.
Oh my God.
Ian.
Yeah.
That's somebody being a fucking dickhead.
No. Listen, I'll put it simply. If I am
plenty of shit like that goes on over
doing
here.
extra work will.
Oh my God.
Well, the answer would be like, well, why do people behave the way they behave? If you're not going to actually approach that answer, you can't just scream human nature to the top of your fucking lungs. You can't do that. To actually explain, good luck. Good fucking luck. But, yeah, we're not here for that, right? It's kind of like it's like the guy who goes to church because he's expected to type of thing, instead of like actually like, are you fully like believing in this idea? Probably not. You just go there because you're supposed to.
Are you at least interested in this idea?
Well, it's got to be real. Otherwise, what's the point? Right? You're just wasting time. You could be doing something else that you actually care about.
It's like, if you don't believe in it, it's one thing to go if you're curious about it.
Yeah.
But if you're just going there because everybody else does, then what the fuck are you doing with yourself? Get a hobby.
Well, if you don't actually care to be there, if you're there, like, it's a waste of time. It is.
Yeah, just don't go.
It's like screaming human nature would be a waste of time, unless the motive is something else, which is to own the communists, to whatever the idea is, right? To have a winning argument in a discussion. Sure, okay. But if your motive is the actual answer, like, go fucking seek the thing. Go actually seek it. Oh shit, my bad. Then again, we are where we are. Let's hit play. Canada is for sale. And UK, it's all yours, bro. You got it. Except for Metric. Metric is ours. Take Drake. He's yours.
Hands off Quebec, too.
Depends on who's there, bro. I go individual by individual, man. Metric, you're ours.
I got a couple friends who live in Quebec, so hands off.
Exactly. Take them. Leave the rest. Here we go. And Bret Hart's ours too, by the way. All right, here we go.
They'll
no,
do.
Ian.
Yeah. But in a real communist state,
no. Listen, I'll put it simply. If I am told that doing extra work will net me nothing, then I'm not going to do the extra work.
But what if you like it?
So, what do I get for wake? This is a
kind
false
of a
assumption about what.
Wait. Once again, on the Jordan dumb guy level here, it's like, what if you like what you're doing? Oh well, fucking dance, backflip, MC Hammer.
I'm waiting to hear something about how a fucking janitor gets paid as much as a doctor, or whatever.
I like that Ian asked the human question. What if they like what they're doing? It's like, no one does what they like. There we go.
Listen, I'll put it simply. If I am told that doing extra work will net me nothing, then I'm not going to do the extra work.
But what if you like it?
So, what do I get?
Nothing.
This is a false assumption about
if you
what
like something, you get something out of it.
Some people might like.
The
Okay, I'll
actual
put it this way.
value.
I like talking on camera and doing shows. I do a consistent number of shows because I know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. If someone came to me and said, you can go ahead and record 4 shows per day, but you're not going to be able to expand your business or do anything else, I'd be like, okay, well, then I'll do 1 per day and go hang out with my family. There's literally no reason to do it. You can do it as much as...
So then, hang out with your family.
There.
Yeah, no. Hang out with your family would be the actual thing you actually want to do, right? The other thing's just like, oh, whatever. Why not just do that then? But I want to expand my business. You're showcasing that it's not about what you actually want. So you're working hard to do things you don't want to do. Right, Timmy? Is that his argument? I'm trying.
Does he not want to be doing this show?
Yeah, like that's the human logic of it, right? Like I would do like 1 show maybe, and then the rest I'm like hanging out with my family. So why aren't you doing? Actually, you have enough money to actually like do that comfortably, and you can pay for your kids' lives after that. So what is your reason for being here right now? You already made it. You're good, right? Timmy has enough money to be good for him and probably a couple generations of his family, his kids and his kids' kids, as far as money goes.
As long as they don't like actively waste money, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, as long as they stay away from FanDuel, they're good. So, like, Timmy, like, what is your argument there? Like, you could just do one show every so often when you feel like. You could do that. Yeah, he wrecked himself right there. But
and this is and part of this I really feel like comes down to a misconception of the Marxist definition of work and how they would approach it, that I think has been purposely bandied around to just discredit us ideologically.
Just say us.
The idea is...
Oh, shit. You just said it. All right. Gotcha.
Well, I say us, like me and other Marxists who try to read about this shit as much as we can and then talk about it and try to
reaffirmed
develop a solution here.
You just reaffirmed, Joe. Jesus Christ. I said that's like, I don't mean us. I mean like me and other Marxists that are also Marxists. You know what I'm saying? Me as a Marxist with other Marxists.
Yeah.
Good, Joe. Good.
Either way. Probably could have chosen my words a little
don't
better there,
if you
whatever.
believe in that shit, don't fucking hide that. If you want to say it, please let it fly, man.
Right.
Nothing
Either
gets
way,
shit on, like,
either way, larger point here is the idea is to automate away as much labor as we possibly can. Cut out any unnecessary work, like a lot of those bullshit jobs where you're just pushing papers around that nobody's ever gonna fucking read anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that would be gone. And, as productive forces develop, the idea is that we could automate away more and more labor. Like, instead of having to get 100 people to go harvest crops out of a field, oh, guess what? Technology advances a little. Guess what? We got a fucking combine harvester. We can just have one guy drive through the field in like 20 minutes and then we're done.
If you don't want to do that. Or sorry, if people don't want to do that. There could be people that do want to do that. They want to do like actual labor jobs. They exist. There's people that want to work on cars, that want to do farming, that want to do all that shit. What do we do with them?
If they want to spend their time working on cars, then they're free to. His vehicle, and actually that's a good example in particular because you're always going to need somebody nearby to service a vehicle in case something breaks.
Yeah, probably. I'm more so like the regular shit, like necessities. That's taken care of. The rest is not. Right? The rest is like just bonus. In my opinion, like your housing, your food, your water, like you're taken care of. At this point, internet, right? It's like, okay, you're taken care of.
Yeah, but, internet and access to electricity.
But
I consider that a necessity.
But that can't happen without what happening first, Joe, in your humble opinion. Because I know there's the thing that actually exists. You have to deal with that first before you do anything. Capitalism, socialism, communism. There's no fucking way of getting them actually done, quote unquote, efficiently, unless you get rid of this one fucking thing.
You gotta get people to care about it.
You have to make sure. Well, yes, care enough to where it's kind of existentially driven, where it's like, if this thing fails, that means I failed. Like that much of care, right? And it's like the idea you just brought up, like a lot of automation. That seems like it's going to be here anyways, right?
Yeah.
So it's not automation that's the actual answer for things, right? It's not the actual.
It's part of the answer, but it's not the end all be all.
What has to happen? You can't have motherfuckers that are like, yeah, I will use automation to get rid of workers in a way, or whatever. Like as like now all these resource expenditures are now going to flow towards me as far as like the profit in result instead of like paying workers. I could pay like a few mechanics or a few technicians, but not that much, you know. I'll take the rest of the fucking profit instead of having like a human assembly line, you know.
Well, that's one of the major premises of Marxist theory.
You'd have to write it in the law.
When we have
right?
when we have an abundance of resources being reaped, what do we do with it? Do we distribute it to the community fairly, equitably? Or do we let whoever owns the machines just hoard that shit forever and ever?
Yeah, but you just said, like, okay, even if on the books, in the rule book says distribute equally, that's not a guarantee in life, right? Because we're humans. It's not. So how do you deal with that part?
Part of the problem with a lot of past part of the problem with a lot of past socialist experiments is that one of the things you have to do is you have to foster a culture of, being charitable, selfless.
Damn! I just had the same discussion with Amy in that Fuentes video. The same thing. Like, well, what does that mean, foster? She said foster Catholicism. You're saying foster something else. How do we do that one?
That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, but okay, is it moral to condition someone to like behave a certain way, according to you?
Well, as I understand it, the idea is, hey, you don't have to worry about all of this so much. Like, you take care of your neighbor takes care of you. That kind of shit. But how we get there is something that a lot of Marxists get into a lot of fights.
You could have to walk towards Jordan's Avenue.
That doesn't sound like an economic system to me. That sounds like the people doing it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to walk towards Jordan.
But that was always the idea. The idea isn't that it's based off some ideas Marx had or somebody else. It's that the people.
And that's
if they decide let's nuke each other, that has to be accepted, right? Right?
No, I think Marx talked about something that communism is already being put into practice by hunter-gatherers for millions of years.
I understand, but now hunter-gatherers have AR-15s and nuclear weapons.
No, right? But they already practice Communism, as he called it.
It is like in a hunter-gatherer society. Basically, what he's describing there is primitive communism, where like
I understand, but maybe Bob didn't. Sorry, very good.
Like if one person finds like a tree that's bearing a lot of fruit, or they kill a prey animal, like they manage to kill a deer. Just because it could be them that's having trouble at any moment, it just behooves them to share it as a pack. You see the same shit with wolves. You see the same shit with jackals, lions.
Not
any at least somewhat social animal.
But what if Bob
generally in the habit of sharing the kill?
They also kill each other.
I'll argue they do. I'll argue that humans.
And yes, they also do kill each other sometimes.
Yeah, well, they do tribal warfare, but within the pack, humans are a lot more communal in sharing the hunt than other animals that we know of.
Until Bob creates a sniper rifle that can shoot you from 500 yards away and get away with it. Like no one knows where the shot came from. Oh, boom. Bob just kills someone, but no one knows it. Bob just sneaks in like, man, it was those guys over there. And everyone falls for it. And Bob sneaks away with all the, Bob knew this answer. Bob's our king now. Bob. Like, that's a very hyperbolic and exaggerated.
But who's Bob?
Right?
Who's God?
It's hyperbolic, but at the same time, it's like, don't we see those behaviors? Like, actually, to this day, don't we see that? We see those same exact behaviors happening right now. So I'm like, huh. Interesting. What would stop that from happening over and over and over again?
Well, the natives already tried to put it into practice for very long and developed a democratic system.
You could say natives, you're saying? You said natives?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I give Bob a sniper rifle, say like, if you do this, you'll get away with it, and you'll have all the boars for yourself.
But that's sort of what did happen. They did put it into relative practice. democratic system for hundreds of years until some religious fanatics invaded them and crushed them.
I'm saying this because I genuinely think you would find it fascinating, Jordan. Like, when you have some time and you don't have too much else to do, just spend some time just looking at how some hunter-gatherer societies act even at this late date. It's very interesting.
Oh, you mean like what's it called?
You're pretty much like us.
Pygmies? Yeah. You mean that?
You're people.
Well,
like
basically any people group that just doesn't really engage with the modern world as you or I understand it. So there's a lot of tribes like that. There's a lot of tribes like that in South America around the Amazon rainforest. There are also some tribes around
pretty aware of that.
Southeast Asia.
I don't see a difference. I really don't.
They're just people.
I don't see a difference. And in fact, I've heard stories of when outsiders enter, they might butcher these motherfuckers in some spots. Sometimes.
They are very communal internally.
But where's the difference between that and the world we live in right now? I'm trying to find that difference. You're saying like the world become like that tribe? Like, okay, we're all in one tribe on planet Earth.
I think we just highlight
the pressures are different.
So-called human nature is malleable, depending on conditioning.
I basically agree with that idea, but I mean, like, well, what's the answer to that? Because my idea was, okay, let's get rid of the conditioning. Just be scientific about it, right? Let's dispel conditioning. Just to be like, okay, what is the true nature of a person?
I'll give you for instance,
good luck.
Of the kind of pressures or conditioning, and I mean conditioning a little bit differently. This is strictly in the scientific sense.
Okay,
it's like if you live in a world where you do not always know when or where your next meal is going to come from.
Yeah, it's conditioning.
Yeah, which
I agree with that.
Very primitive human hunter-gatherer tribes didn't always know where their next meal would come from.
Yeah.
So because of that particular, yeah. So because of that particular pressure, and because they live in packs, it just naturally benefits them to share whatever they do find. Because it could be you finding it one day, and it could be fucking Allie finding it the next day.
I would win that one. I win. Nothing, bro. Nothing.
I think it's because it was our edge. Adaptation and our edge as humans has actually been that sharing within the pack is an advantage in the long run. It's competitive in nature to make sure that your pack is thriving.
I'm gonna go with it's more fun to have fun. That's the next step in evolution.
You know, in theory of evolution, I know in the West, if you say the word evolution, most people will probably think of Darwin.
Yeah.
Because he was promoted in the West, even though he did not invent the idea of natural selection. That was Alfred Wallace, and the idea of evolution predate both of them. In the Soviet Union, they promoted Kropotkin, the anarchist, communist biologist. You don't even know who Kropotkin was. You never heard of him?
I have not.
I've heard a little bit about him. I admittedly don't know a lot. I should probably remedy that.
You should. If you want to know Russian history and socialism, you gotta know about Kropotkin. He was very critical of Leninists, but he was still promoted in the Soviet Union because he was a socialist. And Darwin was all about competition in nature. And Kropotkin, he highlighted the fact that in nature, cooperation was a competitive force, and he pointed to cells cooperating, wolves, humans, ants.
Yeah.
Say that's a competitive advantage. Cooperation.
I can already spot one issue with like the popular understanding of Darwin's example of competition. It's like with those birds he would show. Here's the rub. A lot of those birds, outside of like mating season or certain social behaviors, are largely solitary animals.
Yeah, but
it's like they don't eat or live or feed together.
But you can see how while the capitalist West would highlight Darwin and Soviet Union would highlight Kropotkin.
Because they would try to ascribe selection pressure that happens in nature just on a biological level over millions, if not potentially billions of years to human nature. And humans are...
I thought they appeal to feels more and analytical.
I think
Darwinism, right?
I think they both have a point. Competition is a force, but cooperation by proxy.
Yeah. That's also a force.
From a competitive point of view, is a force.
The reason humans basically own this fucking planet is because early on we mastered the art of cooperation. And what's more, our brains are developed enough to have a concept of language, so we can ascribe words to shit that we might not even necessarily see. So that ability to cooperate and think abstractly is what basically made humans the dominant species on this little blue mud ball.
Well,
that's the most depressed version of man ever.
Are we? Yeah. Don't the bacteria still own the planet?
It's so depressing. What the hell, guys? Where's Where's Batman at? Where's Jesus and Batman and Neo? The fuck?
Jesus, Batman, and Neo are still... I'm gonna say a few 100,000 years away from being made. Because I'm talking about like...
Have you ever met Jordan? Be real, Jeff. Have you ever met Jordan? Come on, son.
No, but I'm talking about where like Homo sapiens aren't even a thing yet. So like earlier humans like Homo habilis, Homo erectus, pause. Australopithecus africanus. That is a real genus, by the way. Look it up on Wikipedia.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. But it's just funny, like Joe's at like a lecture saying that.
They were outcompeted by the Homo line because they were better at cooperation than hunting.
I mean, I go with dumb guy logic, but I understand what you guys are saying, like in theory. I get what you're saying in theory, but I go with dumb guy logic. Like, yeah, why do you need to like rob grandma? Isn't that stupid, guys? Like, I feel
on an evolutionary level, yes, it's actually very stupid to rob grandma.
And that's why they were kicked out of the group if they did something like that.
No, but even that's stupid. Like, we could do better than that. That's the Jesus character, right? Like, hey, why'd you do that?
On an evolutionary,
just, like, find out why they did it.
Level, Jordan,
and forget
just
them.
On an evolutionary level, excluding a member of the group is also a potential risk, because that's one less pair of hands, legs, and eyes that you have that could have solved a problem if they were still there.
And they might have a point. Maybe they're dealing with someone with a faulty perception, and they're like, "Wait a minute, I got kicked out for no fucking reason, bro. What the hell?" And they start their own little revolution and repeat.
Well, we did many things.
And shit like that is why our species came up with the concept of rules and laws.
I still think we, by a very large margin, were good at cooperation, but that doesn't mean we didn't. I think the logical reason why we are at average, we are a few percent points of other human species. I think the most logical conclusion is that we ate them.
Wait, what?
We fucked them and ate them. That's why we are about 2% Neanderthal.
Oh,
he's talking about Homo neanderthalis.
Yeah, and other human species that were related.
Listen, I didn't do.
They were absorbed into our species because we fucked and ate them.
Listen, YouTube. I did nothing like that. Okay. He's saying
we. Eat them?
Oh,
I didn't do nothing. Okay, I did nothing here. Okay,
you couldn't have, Jordan. This was...
Your ancestors did. Our ancestors were cannibals.
Listen, I didn't know those fools, so I didn't do nothing. All right, YouTube, leave me alone.
I didn't know them either.
Okay? I didn't fuck or eat anyone. Okay.
Oh, you're not supposed to say that. I'm no sorry.
Listen, the Holocaust happened. I had nothing to do with it. Okay, we're moving on.
It's in the past.
No, I'm trolling. I get your point. I get your point.
Yeah, the best thing we can learn is to not do that shit again, ever. Netanyahu.
But Joe, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'll eat him.
Oh, the Holocaust. Yeah, obviously never do that again. But at the same time, it's like, how do you stop that actually? And I don't see a real thing for stopping that, other than maybe some individuals that mean well inspire people to not do that ever again, right? But who knows if it doesn't just change the other direction and go back towards something like that. I'm sorry, but I see that as a possibility based on the way we behave right now. An amalgamation of fucking conditioning factors. It's scary to me. It's a scary phenomenon unless you question it. But people don't fucking do that, do they? We end up stuck in...
No, they do not.
we are heading for Mad Max. Get ready.
I would say we're heading more for Brave New World, but but not everybody gets to take Soma all the time.
No, it's skooma. Okay, shout the Skyrim. It's skooma.
Skooma pipes.
Would you believe me if I told you I've never played that game, Jordan?
All the lectures on gaming, Joe, and you never played Skyrim?
Yeah, I know.
Have you played
One
Oblivion?
of my cardinal sins.
Played
I haven't played that one either.
Oh my god.
That's a sin.
I'm too busy. I'm too busy somewhere else.
As we're sitting here waiting for Elder Scrolls 6, Joe hasn't played the first fucking games. Right.
I'm too busy playing Super Metroid for the 100th time this year.
Joe's out here speedrunning.
Hey. What did
That's right. I gotta. You don't understand, Jordan. I gotta shave off those couple seconds at Ridley.
I don't even know.
Didn't they republished the Elder Scrolls 4? But
yes,
they
remastered.
With woke revisionism where the boobs were shrunk because... oh, God.
I did not hear about that part. I heard about the kind of like a remastered version.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't play it, but I heard about it. I didn't hear anything about like smaller tit sizes in the
I posted a clip in gaming a short while ago.
Yeah, I've seen people complain about shit like that, and my response to that is, guess what? Games today, their character models have a lot more polygons than they did 20 fucking years ago.
No more cones? Cone boobies?
No, Jordan, okay. No more PS1 Lara Croft pointy boobs.
Actually, it's actually crossing over to a little bit. That's a little weird, guys. Like, a little bit too far. But whatever. We're not here for gaming. Let's hear.
Oh, we've entered. We're in the uncanny valley. But anyway.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear more of this discussion.
Sorry to interrupt.
Only 2 minutes into this, and we already talked about all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Basically, the idea that a lot of Marxist theorists are trying to work on is how do we create a system of rules and laws that really respects human nature.
Fair enough. Actually, fair enough. Like based on their own definitions or their own belief of what that means, they don't behave that way, do they? Which is like to me called dumb guy logic. Like, wait a minute, you don't even believe the words that you're telling me right now. So like, fuck off. You know.
That's why some of the most detailed critiques you'll ever get of previous socialist experiments are from socialists that are alive today.
Well, actually, before I hit play here, Joe and RSFO, do you think anything you guys were just saying right here is going to be discussed in this video at any point?
Probably not.
Okay, fair enough. If you're there, the RSFO, do you think they're going to discuss anything that you and Joe were just saying right now?
I would like for them to dig into some of these things.
I don't think they had
better than to expect it.
I'm sorry.
Yes, they will.
I don't think they have a clue.
I just want to but
they'll definitely mention the left.
I'm just saying for the audience sake, like they might have went over some shit that will not be said in this video, and because they don't even know, my personal guess, as far as like those ideas. Violence. Yeah, let's say the left, Antifa, Transifa, whatever the fuck. But all right, let's apply. Here we go. There's more Timmy debating people. Good luck.
Or 4 shows per day, but you're not going to be able to expand your business or do anything else. I'd be like, okay, well then I'll do 1 per day and hang out with my family. Much. There's literally no reason to do it. You can do it as much as you'd like to, but most people.
That's why we put this shit in the description.
Let me just pause. Ian, do you like playing guitar?
I do.
Exactly.
If you had the option, would you prefer? Would you choose to have that be your career?
One of my careers, yeah, at least for a period of time.
No, not one of your.
Pause it again, Jordan. I'm sorry.
Sign this contract.
Because I just got to reiterate this point.
Hey, God.
In the eventual communist society, as outlined in a lot of Marx's original theory, there would be no such thing as careers. You could just have whatever pursuit interests you. Like I said before, you want to watch movies one day and spend time analyzing them? Great. You want to go fishing the next day because you want to try to catch a particular species of fish? Go the fuck ahead.
Fair enough.
Everybody's fed, everybody's cared for. So as long as nothing is threatening our fucking food security or shit like that, we're good. You can go have fun doing whatever idle thing catches your eye.
I'd not wait until communism, just do that anyways.
Shout out to duality in the world of philosophy. Very interesting concept.
Reject modernity, return to monkey.
It's just like, it sounds like philosophies that always be at like odds almost. This economic thing, or like how do we deal with our resources essentially.
Yeah.
But I say we're so far from there, we need to deal with like the actual like real problem first. Then we can get to like, which one's better? You know, peanut butter or jelly? Which one's better? You can get there later, but for now, someone's shitting in the fucking sandwich. Like, let's not let people shit in the sandwich first.
Yeah. There's maggots in your fucking bread.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And as far as economics go, I have been arguing for quite a while now that money is completely made up. Here's what I consider to be the real constraints. You have knowledge. Constraint number 1. What do you know? What do you know or not know how to do? Because if you don't know how to do something, then we're obviously not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Number 2, manpower. How many people does this task require? If you don't have enough people to do something, then it's not getting done, I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
Number 3, materials.
Okay.
Can't build your treehouse if you don't have any wood laying around.
Pause.
And if you don't have any, yeah, I said wood. Yeah.
Don't lose your
But you know what
point.
I mean.
Yeah.
And if you need to find more wood, where are you going to get it? Better go find some trees and better go bring a hacksaw or something.
Now, someone's going to say, oh, go ahead. You're not finished. Go ahead.
Number 4, probably the least negotiable of all. And this is one that I don't think we're ever going to be countermanding unless we come up with some hocus pocus sci-fi bullshit, is time. Do we have enough time?
Okay. Now,
I think that one's I think the constraints that time imposes are kind of obvious.
Yeah, but I didn't hear choice yet. That's where Jordan's going. I didn't hear choice yet. In your 4-point thing, where's the choice at?
Well, for the purposes of this discussion, I'm talking about like something that you've already decided that you want to do.
Okay,
now, you obviously have to decide. Now you obviously have to decide to do something before you do it, even if it's purely on impulse, even if it's purely just your fucking primitive monkey brain.
Fair enough. But that is going to be the hurdle of hurdles towards,
it is the hurdle of hurdles
towards anything. It will be choice.
Yeah.
After that, if everyone's like, yeah, let's all build a treehouse, at that point, it's you're good, right? After everyone chooses to build a treehouse, dude, like actually like truly choose to build a treehouse.
That's the thing. I was talking about material constraints. Choice is not material, but it is a constraint. It's immaterial. That's the abstract.
Fair enough.
Because another abstract is, what do we want it to look like?
That's fair enough.
Yeah. That's not something that's strictly material, but it is very important.
Oh yeah, it's well, yeah.
Because if you ever look at really, really early examples of humans trying to build houses for themselves, there's a reason they're all basically just a bunch of bricks made of mud and clay.
Yeah.
Just because that was the only thing we could think of. That was the only shape we could really think of at the time. And all that shit's on top of each other too.
Fair enough.
We just needed a place to sleep and keep some of our shit. So we weren't, at that time, humans weren't even thinking of what aesthetic they wanted to go for. It was pure function.
Mm-hmm. Almost like they learned physics without learning physics.
Yeah. They had to intuitively figure out physics.
Fair enough. All right, let's apply. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I went off on another tangent, but
no, you're good.
Anthropology is fun.
No, you're good, dude. Spill all you want.
Yeah. Just anybody in the audience, just go listen to anthropology videos on YouTube. There's actually a lot of fun shit in there.
Also, Joe, actually anyone, if you want to send me anything personally so I can put it in the show notes for anyone to look into, if you want to do that, please let me know and send it to me and I will put it in the fucking show notes. I need to make more of a note of that. Because I usually forget. I'm like, oh, we're just talking shit, we're arguing, we're debating, and I forget about hey, these guys said something that you might be able to show, and I can put that in the actual show notes for people to watch or look at on their own. But,
documents, videos, anything.
Yeah.
We like to listen and we like to read.
I hate reading, actually, personally.
Jordan, go to your room.
Shut up. All right. It's for Tim Time Jimmy Jam. Here we go.
Would you prefer? Would you choose to have that be your career?
One of my careers, yeah, at least for a period of time.
No, not one of your. Someone said, Ian, sign this contract. You will play guitar, and we will pay you a salary, and that's all you'll have to do.
Nothing else. You'll never be allowed or able.
But your job, you'll have hobbies, but your job is to play the guitar. Yes or no?
What did I just say? They already failed.
I think there are a lot of people would.
Yeah, well, let them go though. Let them go. Let me hear this.
Let's see where this goes.
No, not one of your. Someone said, Ian, sign this contract. You will play guitar, and we will pay you a salary, and that's all you'll have to do.
Nothing else. You'll never be allowed or able.
But your job, you'll have hobbies, but your job is to play the guitar. Yes or no?
I'd say yes.
Of course.
I would look at the contract.
Do you think there are a lot of people who would do that?
Oh, a minority of people, but a large minority of people. Yeah, I think.
You think it's a minority of people that want to be
2 to 6% of the population would say yes to something like that, but that's a lot of people.
So,
guitarists,
of the people who play guitar, how many do you think would take
all of them? Probably.
And do you think all of them have the ability to do that?
No. And
of course,
1% of them.
That's why communism doesn't work.
What? Because it
takes
away capital.
This went exactly where I thought it was
some people shouldn't be.
Is that not stupid? What I just heard right there. Timmy's argument.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you post this?
Oh god. It's Pimp Tool. Are you surprised?
But that's extra stupid.
This is bad even for him. It's tell me you've never spoken to a Marxist without telling me you've never spoken to a Marxist. Holy shit.
Well, that's I'm saying outside of
I
that,
can't
it's just fucking stupid, Joe. What he just said is fucking dumb as fucking rocks to me. Honestly, it is. What the fuck?
I can't even call this amateur hour because to call something amateur would imply more effort than was shown here.
It's not exactly.
This is just bad.
People aren't smart, are they? They're not debating Michael Hudson or something.
I don't understand what this has to do with. Okay, if you sign a contract to play guitar, but wait, I'm fucking confused. I think Like, okay, 2% of the
saying,
population wants to play guitar.
Scientists will just decide what you do for the rest of your life, and that's it.
No,
like some shadowy, invisible group of people.
He brought up 2-something%. Like, right, Ian did. He brought that up. 2-something% of the population wants to play guitar, and they're just allowed to play guitar. And right, it's like, okay, who's going to be actually good at it? Right? It's kind of the point he's going towards. Am I tripping?
Yeah.
But if they're not good, how can they get to play guitar?
People should not play guitar. Is his conclusion.
Like, everyone's going to want to stay home and play fucking, Halo all day and night. It's kind of, I think that's where he's going, if that makes sense. Like, no one will want to work, essentially. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's why I got into that whole tirade about the definition and concept of work.
Yeah.
As it pertains to Marxist theory. Because that shit keeps getting misrepresented, and I actually get a little angry when I keep having to litigate this shit with people. It's not fun. Like, this shit has already been hashed out. People just need to fucking read it.
Okay.
We have much more pressing matters to deal with.
To try to explain it to the pimp tools of the world.
Well, actually,
he is behaving like a fucking tool.
That's kind of my point, is that if you actually, honestly, truly tried to explain it to Tim Pool, he'd deny you anyways. Even if you made the most sense in the fucking world. Which means what? What am I working on when I'm looking at these fools? The point is, like, it's like someone's being dishonest about this. All right? This guy's dishonest about this, in my opinion.
We already derailed the conversation, didn't we?
Well,
this is like you're trying to make a ball out of clay, but the clay is somehow defying you on purpose.
I'm saying we don't get anywhere unless we point out who is the Tim Pool in our fucking group, or not. Doesn't mean like that actually sounds bad. I don't mean that in like a take them down, take them out. It's like just recognize that.
Yeah, just,
you're full of shit, bro. Fuck off.
Get them to stop doing that shit.
Yo, dude, stop trolling. Fuck off. But no one, like people, a lot of people don't. I mean, a lot of people don't have that wherewithal. And once again, Timmy's not the only person on planet Earth, right? There's so many different avenues where people are getting. It could be music, movies, politics, whatever you want to, like whatever genre you want to pick out that exists in the world. Someone's getting played somewhere, and there's a version of Tim Pool somewhere else in the world. And it's like, if you can read this shit here, I think you can kind of get that, Rosetta Stone, if you will, and see it in other places. That is what happened. This is what I attempt to do, RSFO. That's why it is important to me to go over Timmy Pool or review a movie. Both equally important to me.
You know what I like to do, Jordan?
Over the simple ass shit. Hey, God?
Sometimes I like to assume I know nothing. Nobody can learn what they think they already know.
I don't know is one of the most beautiful fucking phrases of all time. I don't fucking know. That's beautiful phrase. But
you can always do whatever.
It's like when you were asking me stuff earlier and I told you that I don't know, and a lot of people are getting into fights with each other trying to figure out what the answer is. That's me trying to be real with shit. Because there are a lot of unknowns.
I agree.
Because these conclusions and theories didn't occur to me just out of nowhere. I didn't get the answer dropped from the fucking sky. I had to unlearn a lot of stupid shit before I was anywhere near this.
I mean, I honestly wish, and this is just like to the topic of the video and just economics in general, I really wish there was a council of capitalists, a council of communists, a council of market, whatever the fuck, all denominations, like having an honest discussion about, hey, how do we make things better for everyone? They're both like at the core of it, of what regular people, when they argue for one system or another, their core argument is, how do we make things better for everyone else? Right? That is the core argument for most people, but some are not like that, are they? Some are trying to win or whatever the fuck.
That's why I see so many Marxists and socialists and Leninists and Maoists and anarchists. They're all getting into little spats with each other because they're trying to figure that out.
I honestly,
Yeah, but
I don't like theory very much, but
theory has its place, but it's also important not to start missing the forest for the trees.
Yeah, but as far as I can understand that,
because part of the reason there's so many different forks of Marxist theory is because one of the major tenets of like classical Marxist theory is that you have to come up with something that's workable for your particular set of conditions.
Yeah, and it needs to be 85. 85. Explain it like I'm 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Well. The Black Panthers, they apparently have read both Marx and Lenin, and then went to the wrong side of town and began to lecture the white working class.
It's like Jordan, you know who Frederick Engels is, right?
I've heard the name.
He's very close.
But go ahead.
Engels.
Frederick Engels was a very close friend of Marx, and
he wrote most of
the
Communist Manifesto.
Yeah,
that's probably why they collaborated on slide.
Yeah,
he wrote most of it.
Yeah, they collaborated on a lot of their writing together, and I'm sure they probably fucking yelled at each other from time to time over one thing or another.
Possibly.
But it was like an earnest yelling, right? It wasn't like you're corrupt yelling, right? It was like we disagree yelling. And if people got to that table, that's what I'm saying. Like you have to, it has to reach that level, right?
The ideas they got.
And that's to be expected when you're trying to come up with a theory to do something that hasn't really been done before.
Yeah, but according to them, it has been done before. Those words were not invented by them.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, or articulate a theory that nobody's put words to before.
But they were inspired. Do you know where they got inspiration from, especially?
I know one of the people they took notes from was a guy named Hegel.
Yeah, and another guy was someone else they were very inspired by was
because
the English economist, famous one, Adam Smith. But the ideas for socialism, that goes back to the 17th century.
Yeah, that's where you start finding a lot of more utopian thinkers, like guys like Robert Owen.
Not just thinkers, ordinary people putting into practice movements like the Levelers and the New Model Army from the 17th century. England.
Oh, that bit I wasn't aware of either, so thank you for that.
But I was talking about how modern movements in the U.S. put it into practice. And the Black Panthers read a lot of this stuff, went to the white working class, Confederate flag, white working class, began to lecture them about class.
I'm having trouble hearing you, man.
Okay, do you hear me now? Better?
Oh, there you are, much better.
I heard
how they. Do you know how the Black Panthers went to the white working class in Chicago? I think it was
Chicago.
And started the Rainbow movement.
Yeah.
And that scared the shit out of
Rainbow Coalition.
The establishment. Yeah. Yep. And
big working class Rainbow Coalition. That's one of the things that that freaked out some people in the FBI. That's why they went. That's why they started
the entire establishment.
Yeah. Nixon was pissing his panties.
Not just him.
Listen, only J. Edgar Hoover wore panties, okay? Leave Nixon alone. How dare you?
The J. Edna joke just never ages. I love it. It's evergreen. But anyway, yeah. A lot of very wealthy people were frightened of the prospect of a genuine socialist uprising. And a lot of people either forget or more insidiously will intentionally bury the fact that, guess what? Martin Luther King was openly very socialist toward the end of his life.
I've heard arguments about him being a little bit too anti-war, to where that's why he got killed. But I'm not going there.
That was the reason. Well, it was the reason because he began also to mobilize the white working class. That's the black man's burden is to mobilize the white working class.
Yeah, that was the theory of the time anyway.
Okay.
Well,
circumstances are obviously a good bit different now, but
just ideas I've heard around here or there, you know.
And Martin Luther King was very anti-war, by the way. He was loudly and openly calling the United States government the greatest purveyor of violence in the world. And you know what? Yeah. He's not wrong.
It has been true since 1945.
It's just, here's the thing that's unfortunate from my perspective, and the whole, like, even stepping back from, like, holy shit, we're recording a YouTube video. It's like, you guys are giving more information than this video can even get close to, and they're going to get mad at you for doing so. And they're going to prop up, shut up and let Timmy talk. Let Timmy and Ian argue with each other. That's, like, that, see why, like, I focus a lot about audiences, and, like, why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you care, even? Like, what's your like, where are you coming from in regards to this shit? Is it just entertainment, or is it, like, actually about, I care about this topic so much, but if you care about the topic so much, once again, you guys are going to provide more information than we're going to see in the video, honestly. And they're going to get mad at you for providing that.
But the thing is, with these people are right-wing populists, if you will.
Oh, come on, dude. Like, that's a problem from anyone. Like, if you're saying, let's say you're saying something that where the left, let's say you're shitting on Obama and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, right? You're ranting on them, and you're providing more information than the video's giving. Someone from the Democrat-leaning side is in here, and I'd be like, "Oh, fuck these guys, they're trash," right? But it's like, okay, so we're not here for actual correct information. What are we here for? We're here to feel good, or to feel like I'm on a team, or what is the actual thing?
Maybe to sense what is going on. Why they are talking about why they have this conversation online on the uploaded on internet, and they're complaining about stuff.
Sense what is going on, but they're here.
But that's what.
Go ahead. Sorry.
The broad spectrum of what I call the right-wing populism. At least they are right about that there's establishment that are not their friends.
They're right that there's an establishment that's fucking them in the ass.
Yeah.
It's like
they are just quite misguided, maybe. In some respects.
Problem is that they
analyze it.
They haven't quite figured out exactly who it is.
Try to hear me out here. Now, there is a difference from what in the world I'm trying to, like, look at or observe is when I'm talking about, like, diagnosing people's behaviors. Like, what's the difference between Tim Pool paid by someone to do what he's doing, and Tim Pool, someone conditioned him to be what he's to do what he's doing? You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's a bit of both, isn't it?
Well, yes. Actually, yes.
I mean, paying him to do it is conditioning him.
Yeah, but I bet many of these people who have been paid to do stuff, to a very large degree, they do believe what they're doing.
I think this guy is full of shit, though. I think Timmy, like, I make those distinctions. I do. Where I'm like, okay, this guy believes what he's saying, and he means what he's like. But Timmy, I think, is actually full of shit. As in, he will lie. He doesn't believe this shit. Like, whatever gets him paid, or gets his life comfortable for himself, or whatever the fuck, right? For friends, for family, whatever his reasons are, it doesn't come off as like, I genuinely believe this. I don't buy that for a fucking second. Same with Alex Jones. I don't buy what the fuck that guy sells as, like, being, like, legitimate. It comes off as you're saying it for some ulterior motives that we can't fucking say. And
that's the difference. They're not committed to the idea itself, but they're committed to selling it to other people.
And I'm like, once again, when I do videos, Joe, I'm begging for, like, can we at least find the guys that mean what they're saying? Like, are we going to ignore Timmy, the way Timmy behaves, or Alex Jones behaves? Are we going to ignore that because, like, well, we don't have definitive proof that this guy is, you know, doing this or doing that, right? I'm fair with that. Like maybe they are just dummies or whatever the fuck, but like that's a hard stretch to make them just stupid, considering like what they've all seen. Timmy taking secret meetings with Netanyahu, Alex Jones making shit up day in and day out. Like it's hard. It's difficult to make the explanation out. Oh, they're just dumb guys that don't know anything. It's very hard to make those arguments. But I don't know. It's like we're fooling ourselves with all this stuff. Yeah, God.
That's why I describe people like Tim Pool or Alex Jones as just clever enough to be dangerous. Because there is a lot of
Joe. He's not, dude. He's
no. Hear me out.
The distractions.
He's just clever enough to be dangerous. Because yes, he is a dummy, and yes, Tim Pool is a dummy. But they're just smart enough to know that there is an audience of people that are even dumber that they can play on for money. Now, whether they discover that by like actually doing things that are calculated, or if they just fall into it, are
they really smart enough to be calculated? I mean, yeah. I really do think that Alex Jones does believe a lot of his delusions.
I can't. I see him squirm way too much. But then again, it's not based on, once again, a secret videotape of him or secret audio of Alex Jones saying, "Yeah, I do it for money. I do this. I do that for money." Like I don't have that, but just something I'm smelling, like a stench, not a smell, a fucking stench I'm getting from the Alex Jones. I'm like, there's no fucking way this guy's there.
There's a disingenuous quality just in the air around him.
And Joe, you're
what you say.
Joe, your statement about the audience being too dumb. Guess what? I call these things IQ tests, to where it's like it has nothing to do with your aptitude or your capacity. It's so in your face obvious. There's no way around it. There's no way you could like view this as like legitimate. It's in your face. It's the same to me as like Alex saying like, "Hey, listen, guys, I hate peanut butter." Then eating a jar of peanut butter the next second. It's that stupid. Like no one's that dumb, right?
I'm sometimes wondering what world you live in, nigga. Let me tell you something that I tell my boss always.
Oh my God.
There's always somebody for the occasion to prove you fucking wrong. No matter how stupid you think something is, no, there's a nigga dumb enough and is dumb enough to go fucking do that.
Okay.
And have you standing there after you tell them don't do something and then be like, how and why?
But like, I'm saying,
remember
like,
that.
I don't watch.
Just remember that when you complain about shit, just remember there's always somebody dumb enough ready to prove the fact that you think there's nobody dumb enough to actually fucking do that.
Somebody has to be that guy.
Don't they have to understand to prove that dumbness? They have to like understand what I'm saying in the first place to prove the dumbness. Now, I get what you mean though. I get what you mean though. Like they're just doing it. Yeah, I understand that. But like Alex Jones saying, "I'm allergic to peanuts," then eating a handful of peanuts the next second. Like you can't. Yeah, but there's no failing with that.
Alex Jones is just a fucking character, my guy. Like
exactly. So they're not that dumb.
A fucking character.
It's entertainment.
He's not fucking. Yes. Yo, dog. Do you know who that guy's family originally is?
I've heard some things only from Alex, so not from other people, just from Alex about.
But do you know who his family fucking is?
I've heard ideas from Alex, like, yeah, my dad was a CIA or whatever the fuck he was.
Yeah. His family was really embedded to the fucking CIA. Same thing with the fucking Obamas.
I can believe that. I'm just saying, like...
Yo, remember, this is coming from fucking me, a nigga who ain't involved with none of that fucking shit. Because I had to look into that guy because there was a period where all people talked about was, yo, Alex Jones and the government's going to do this and the government's going to do that. And I'm like, nigga, you're all fucking mentally fucking retarded. And why are you fucking listening to some fucking cracker that you niggas fucking can't fill out a fucking application to get your fucking passport, but you believe everything this fucking white dude fucking says?
I'm telling you right now, I think a lot of it is entertainment. That's the actual. It's not even Alex. It's the draw of the thing.
There's always some truth behind the fucking stupidness because that's how it fucking starts.
Exactly. And then there's a semblance of intelligence. Right.
It just becomes a big entertainment because they realize, yo, remember the rapper, what was it, Lupe Fiasco?
Lupe Fiasco, yeah.
Yeah, Lupe
From
Fiasco.
Chicago.
Lupe Fiasco, come on.
Goddamn Chicago. Everything comes back to Chicago.
A gay rapper from Chicago.
From Chicago.
But remember, he was all into the intellectual shit, and then he made the song "Dumb It Down," where he fucking lays it out, where they just tell him, "Yo, people don't want the intellectual shit; they want the dumbed down, stupid shit that fucking misleads them. Entertain me and lie to me. That's what they fucking want. That's what fucking sells. Entertain me and lie to me. Take me down a fucking rabbit hole. I know it's a fucking lie, but just entertain me and take me down that rabbit hole."
Yeah.
That's all it comes. That's all it fucking is.
Yeah. That's
Yo, you could tell a man the blatant fucking truth, and I guarantee you he'll go for the fucking lie going down the fucking rabbit hole. And he knows it's a fucking lie. Why? Because he just wants to fucking be entertained with some dumb shit that he knows is not fucking true.
At the same no, I agree with you as far as like people when they're in like that drummed down state. But overall, like living freely, there's nothing funner than that. I mean, it's actually like the funnest thing. Like that's the point, I think.
Well, good.
Like seriously.
You're a fan of Bill Hicks.
Yeah.
Okay. You remember when he said during one of his show, when he used to expose all the government shit. And one of his show, he's like, "Yo, I couldn't believe it." He's like, "Yo, the people in the crowd said, yo, they don't come here to think. They ain't here to fucking think.
The heckler.
They just want to fucking No, it wasn't even a heckler. Because he was like, "Wake up, fucking America." He's like, "Your government's lying to you.
Go back to sleep, America. Here's 13 hours of American Gladiators. Go back to sleep."
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, the guy, that was a joke leading up to that, and the guy in the crowd was like, "Yeah, we come here to be entertained. We ain't here for all of that shit." They don't want to be told the fucking truth. They want mindless fucking entertainment. That's how he came up with that fucking joke.
You want to know what's funny? What's happening today, in my humble opinion, is that the entertainment is also challenging. You're like, hey guys, you gonna stand for this? You stand for this? Like I'm telling you right now, movies, music, all of it, it's going downhill. I can analyze it I can actually scientifically chart these things. Like what is this dog shit that's being played, but people are accepting anyways. And it's like your leisure time, when you're free, when you're off of work, the kids are asleep, whatever you're free on your own. Play a show, play a movie, and they're like, "Fuck you." The movie and the show say, "Fuck you. We're not here to entertain you. Like we're here to challenge you even more. You can accept this? You like this? Huh? How long? You can accept this? Huh? Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting like a child. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting like it's sad over and over again, bro. I swear to God, dude, they're testing everyone.
Society is just that fucking spineless, dog. Like,
but it's your leisure time. You're gonna break out at some point. The pipe will burst. Pause.
Nah, man. They've learned. They've created a system. Yo, when we were growing up, everybody was tight-knit because people had to get together, associate, talk, discuss shit, form bond. People don't have to do that anymore. They sit behind the screen. They have no association, no bond, no real social connection, no real social skills.
Atomization is the word you're looking for.
So people don't know how to come to fucking together anymore. Yo, me and my buddies, anytime we used to, when we were done school, everybody, we're at the fucking park. Yo, everybody, we're gonna play fucking ball. Yo, we're all going to the fucking mall. Yo, we're all gonna go get this. Everybody used to fucking move together. And when there's a problem, everybody fucking come fucking together.
Pause. Again.
Shut
the fuck
up. Let me just show you. Like, there was a time where before I fucking left school, I didn't even say fucking graduate, because my graduation was just a fucking fraud anyways. Before I left fucking school, they were trying to They were trying to make everybody wear uniforms. And they convinced everybody, all the young kids, they were like, oh, yeah, wearing uniforms is better. And I'm like, yo, all they're doing is just brainwashing you fucking guys to just go along with one shit. When they get you with one shit, they'll get you with another shit and another shit and another shit. And we're like, yo, if we catch you guys wearing those uniforms, we're going to beat the fuck out of you. And if we find out you vote for fucking wearing uniforms, we're going to fuck you up even fucking more.
Are you snitching on YouTube right now? Don't snitch on yourself, bro. You dare do that.
Dog, you know my face. You know where I live. Niggas got a problem. Pull up, nigga. I don't hide. Like, it's fucking Chip Sing, nigga. You know where I live. You seen my house. You seen my face. Pull up. Whatever issue you got, we can bang it out.
That's a major pause right there. Don't you dare.
Yeah.
Like, I don't hide my face or my identity. Ask fucking Teddy. Niggas know where I'm at.
We will not sell the gay agenda on this channel. Okay? It'll not happen, Chip. That's why Dutcher's not here. Anyways, we're 3 minutes in. I'm wrecked. Oh my god.
Yeah,
we left the moment we talked about evolution.
Okay. Let's hit play.
We got almost 11 minutes.
No, we're good. We're good. We're gonna make it through this. Again, we're watching Shelby.
My bad. I'll shut up.
No, you're good. You're good, dude. Don't ever.
No, not your
say
fault,
I'm sorry
Chip.
about that.
If you got something you really want to say, I encourage you to say it.
Yeah, don't ever be sorry about that.
Yeah,
you're a fucking beast. But
yeah, it's just 11 more minutes of Tim Pool that we have to suffer and agonize our way through.
Well,
man, somebody should just punch this guy straight in the face, yo. Yeah, he just looks like that guy, yo, that kid you just want to punch in the face.
I would wager he may have had some of that happen to him at some point.
Honest to God, my thing was
Let's
about Anthony.
Chip lecture him his interpretation of Marxism.
Anthony, are you actually there? So he's like, play the movie before 12, Mike.
Bro, I'm right on it.
That's exactly why I was like wanted to like kind of burn through the video a little bit, but all right, here we go. Let's play it.
Guitarists. And all it's these communists are like, once communism's attained, I'll go live on a farm. No, you won't. You'll break rocks and you'll enjoy
even
it.
Shitty
One of my
guitars can
favorite
feed the
memes-
AI algorithm in a communist state. Like,
One of my favorite
data.
memes is
No, they
somebody
can't.
posted, like, what would your job be after the communist revolution? And someone posted anti-communist guerrilla fighter.
like in a real communist state, there is no state. There is no communist. It's just a thing where we all.
The withering away of the
It's not
state was
possible.
the dream of
Ian.
Marx, but it's never anything like it.
Marx was all about the
Ian's-
overthrowing, constant
Ian,
overthrowing of.
You're correct.
Different.
And
So Ian's saying, just get rid of the labels themselves. Like, let's get to something that's awesome. I think is what he's saying, kind of. Not saying I agree with it, but I'm saying like that might be like his perspective. Fuck communism. Like, hey man, I can be a guitarist if I want to be a guitarist. It's kind of the idea.
Yeah, he's unintentionally in the neighborhood of the definition that Marx outlined, but only barely so.
Now, what's funny is you'd say the same thing about if I laid out what I think should happen, Joe. You'd be like, oh, it's kind of like Marxist, and a capitalist would be like, it's kind of like capitalism. That is the point. That is where the dumb guy logic gets stuck at, is the labels. We're too dumb to use the labels. Like, hey, if I could run the world, like snap my fingers and make the world a certain way, it'd be like this, right? Me and Ian as dumb guys can do that. But you guys, like everyone else has to do like teams and labels and whatever the fuck. Economic systems, I'm just like, whatever works towards this idea, that sounds awesome to me. But either way, here we go. Good.
I don't know.
Real fast.
It might just be me, but I like to try to adhere more strictly to definitions for shit. Just because I feel like that makes everything just easier to describe. But I understand that some things are just going to be inherently a little nebulous.
Yeah. Well, I can define every little thing that I don't know how much Ian has thought about it, but I can define every little thing I talk about. But it's not going to say Marx or Lenin or, Milton Friedman next to it. It's just not. But all right, here we go. Let's play one.
Yeah.
communism, there's no state, and also
I use those definitions a lot, but I'm trying to use them as a springboard for things. It's like I'm not just rigidly adhering to dogma.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
And that's why there's so many different little forks of Marxist ideology.
Also, pause for forks. All right, here we go.
The constant overthrowing of
you're correct. Different. In communism, there's no state, and also in Candyland, there are candy canes grow.
Right. Communism is ideal. It is an ideal, but you can get closer
RFK
to
hates Candyland, bro.
Because the
He's
thing
like,
about
we
the
need to-
U.S.
Not taking
is
him serious.
limited government.
That's his.
Oh, you're good.
Communism, communist or the communist society is the theoretical endpoint.
Yeah, I've debated. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, we're not there. We've never been there.
It's almost prophetic as far as I've heard.
Except the Hunter Carlos.
What's that?
Except the Hunter Carlos reform.
I'm sorry. One more time. What word did you say right there?
The hunter-gatherer societies.
Urkommunismus. It's a
Communista?
beautiful German word. Urkommunismus. It means primordial communism in German.
Okay. I didn't know that at all, that word.
I'll spell it.
Stop speaking foreign. Speak English. Dare you.
But German is superior to English.
Scheiße! Scheiße! That's right. Anyways. By the way, it's kind of like, I thought Ian was making like a potential regular human statement, and they're just like kind of throwing him out of the room, like mocking almost.
Like,
I'm like, ew.
Ian, assuming he really believes what he's saying here, I feel like I could talk to him, help him articulate those things a little better, but Tim, if there's somebody out there that's gonna help him understand any of this shit, it's probably not gonna be me.
Joe, I think I would do a better job telling Ian what to say.
You probably would.
Because I'm gonna.
You might.
Because I'm gonna go on the attack. Timmy, just like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, bitch. Anyways, all right, Joe, come in. You gotta say your point. Good. It's like I just want to beat the shit out of him first, intellectually. But, all right, now let's have like a real discussion about these topics, guys. Capitalism, communism, socialism, whatever, anarchy, or libertarianism, whatever the fuck.
Dictatorship of the proletariat. If I could throw another fun piece of terminology in there.
But right now we have a dick face in the room. So like, how do we, like, Timmy has to like kind of like, no offense to him, like just not be there, honestly. And people that are already brainwashed or bought into ideology or paid to buy into ideology. You know, like people that mean what they're saying first. But anyways, all right, here we go.
Hates Candyland, bro.
Because the thing about the U.S. is
we need to invade Candyland.
Limited government.
Us. That's his fentanyl.
Cut down the candy
That's
canes.
like his Mexico. We need to build a wall.
Really, best friends right now.
It's like his version of Mexico.
We always wanted like less government.
I mean, communism is essentially
because of the fentanyl
most
that comes into the
successful
southern borders.
oligarchy
Oh,
imaginable.
What is?
Communism is the most successful oligarchy.
That's vanguardism.
Yeah,
They say
kind of thing. That's what it does.
They say it's communism. They get people
This
excited.
this
and then
other
they betray them and
gentleman,
make a vanguard.
I've also got some gripes with him.
Every time.
No, they don't.
Structure. It's not just about the structure. A lot of times when the right critiques communism, it'll talk about why it doesn't work economically. But like the actual core claims of communism are just not
Let me
true.
try this. Let me try this for Ian. Candylandism
I would love to know what
always
core claims
devolves
he's
into
talking
a bunch
about.
of rotting sugar in a cornfield. And the response is, yes, because Candyland's not real. So when you say communism turns into vanguardism, it's like saying Candyland, bro. Communism can't exist. It's how about this? I propose a government where everyone grows wings and flies around.
Red Bull.
That was a horrendous argument.
We have a limited government in the United States.
Unstoppable.
Was that not a horrendous fucking argument?
I think I just felt myself have an aneurysm. That actually causes me pain.
Vanguardism is supposed to be a means.
It's a
to
step.
get us. Yeah, it's supposed to be, according to Leninists, to be a step in the direction of communism.
It's a forcible seizure of the means of governance and production by workers. I swear to God, these people don't even know what the word vanguard means.
Isn't vanguardism, that means the party is sort of supposed to guide the working class towards doing it right, because they know better.
They're going to bring up Venezuela, aren't they? And maybe Chavez, right?
I'm just talking about the root word vanguard. They don't even know what that is. A vanguard is supposed to be the tip of the spear.
Fair enough.
Supposed to be like first in.
Major pause.
Sorry to. I'm sorry to split hairs like this. It's just there's so much that Tim Pool doesn't know, but he thinks he knows it, and that kills me.
That's the thing, Joe. Joe, that's where you're like. You think right now, like, okay, I'm owning Tim Pool in these arguments, but that's not. He's not trying to get a right answer. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's trying to get a right answer. He's not actually owning Timmy. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. No, it just sounded that way a little bit. It sounded that way a little bit. Forgive me. It sounded that way a little bit. Where it's like, this is what.
Not your fault.
This is what Timmy doesn't understand.
I'm sure you're used to shit like that.
Well,
it's not just him. There's a lot of people don't understand this.
Fair enough. Talk to them. But don't.
Yeah, but then they say they do.
If Timmy's not trying to understand that means it's not the same case as someone like who's like just happened to find Timmy Pool. Like, oh well, I believe this because Timmy said it, right? Versus like, I'm Tim Pool. I'm paid to say this. I'm a devil worshiper. I do this, right? Major difference. So that's why I'm like, I have to push back on like those type of statements.
Where that's fair play. I get it.
Yeah, like Timmy's not actually trying to understand anything, so he's like just full of shit off fucking rip to me. Maybe you have a chance with Ian. Maybe I can't say I know about Ian, this guy on screen right now, Ian. But Timmy, to me, it's just, in my personal opinion, if you believe differently, then fine. But me personally, I think Timmy's just fucking full of shit. He won't hear you out no matter what you say to him. If you make the most coherent argument ever, he will not hear it out still. He'd dismiss it and throw it aside.
Because he's a slop artist.
Seemingly, yeah. Exactly. I agree. But yeah.
Like, could somebody get Daffy Duck to go yell at him?
I can have Candyland, huh? Where's the candy, huh? The stupid fucking...
Is this a close-up?
Idiots. These guys are dummies, bro. You're so fucking stupid. Or, sorry, Timmy's...
A close-up, you jerk! A close-up!
Forgive me for saying this, audience, but if you're a Tim Pool fan, I have to call you stupid. Forgive me for doing that. If you're a fan of his, not if you watch him. If you watch him, fine. I'm watching him, right? But if you're a fan of Tim Pool,
get help.
I have to call you an idiot. I have to, and I hope that hurts.
Get help.
Yeah. It's a Michael Jordan meme, whatever. Either way, it's like I hope that hurt when I said that. If you're a Timmy fan, I hope he took offense.
If it hurts you and offends you, that means that there's something. It means that there's still something in you that can be hurt and offended. Listen to it.
Give them no wiggle room, Joe. If it hurts, I'm happy. Move on. We'll explain later. All right, here we go.
It's. How about this? I propose a government where everyone grows wings and flies around.
Red Bull.
What? It's kind of like
that. Let's look at
have a government in the United States.
The unstoppable tide of the Red Bull Army.
Communism. They always tell you like, hey, even more less government. We'll have even less government.
Yeah, well,
we'll have no government.
But I hear you. But here's a point that I'll make. And just
I'm so sorry.
I'm curious what you're
doing this.
Good. Not good.
We've already put so much time down here.
Not good. Good.
What communist theory, or the theoretical communist society, what it means by no government is that eventually the governing apparatus of the state will wither away because it's obsolete. We don't need it. Everything like all the necessities, shit like that's taken care of, and we are totally free to pursue whatever interests us.
That's Friedrich Engels in the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah.
The problem is there's counters, but Timmy doesn't know how to argue that. The counter is that I understand like the idea of like, okay, if we, it's kind of, how do I explain this? It's like, okay, if we train someone from absolute birth to completion, they will live the exact life that we train them towards because of conditioning, right? That'd be one idea, right? Which is like kind of what you're saying, right? There's no need for government anymore because we're already we're all agreeing on this thing. But well, how do people agree on things? And that will be the room that is given by these guys, or sorry, the little avenue they can take, because it's not really proven yet as far as like human behavior goes, right? Of that, it's just like, oh, it's conditioning strictly. Like they can't go there.
That's why that stage is theoretical.
Wow.
A fully developed, fully industrialized communist society has never been. It's never existed.
Well, that's what they'll bring up.
Book, the manifesto wasn't. It was rather deliberately vague. It's not like they had some profound ideas of how we would get there. That's just it's the people's self-interest to evolve society towards this.
I understand, but they'll bring up the idea of like, what happens if Johnny's wife cheats on him with Tommy, and Johnny grabs a shotgun and goes and kills Tommy.
Oh, you mean that's the arguments they would use?
Well, it's like it can trigger an event that, like a snowball effect, or a kind of, it can spread essentially of like, oh, wait a minute, human interaction.
Even as far as that goes, why is the wife cheating? What spurred this? Can you tell me that?
Which is beyond economics, right? It's not about they don't have money.
That's interpersonal shit.
Yeah.
Didn't someone bring up that the guy from Zeitgeist movement before?
Peter Joseph, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he did a pretty good job at debunking. Was it the Canadian psychologist
Jordan Peterson?
Yeah, well, he did a pretty bad job of trying to debunk.
I'm Jordan Peterson. I sound like Kermit, but I'm very depressed. I've also been for the past month.
He tried to give a speech where he was trying to debunk the Communist Manifesto, and well, Peter Joseph did a pretty good job at rubbing in on it.
Have some things with Peter Joseph in his documentaries. I think Zizek did an alright job debating Peterson. Although it was kind of like a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but that was
almost.
It was that clip. But I think Peter Joseph did a better job when he debunked Jordan Peterson from that clip. He skipped the part of with Peter Zizek because he's come on. Who on the planet can understand anything he has to say?
Well, that is the fault. That is why people need to read more Marxist theory.
That was actually a hard. Back when that first happened, that was a hard clip to find, like a hard video to find. Actually, I had to do work to find it. It felt like a pay-per-view event almost. Like, what the fuck?
Jordan,
where is this thing?
You have to understand, they are making it difficult to find on purpose.
But Jordan Peterson should be nowhere near economics, in my humble opinion. The idea of behavior and stuff, but he's even kind of became like a commercial of past videos I've seen of Jordan Peterson, where it made more sense to me. It sounded more like you're talking to a classroom than it does like I'm talking to YouTube, if that makes sense. Like one seems like a character or a caricature of, bringing psychology into politics versus before where it's like he's just talking and it happens to be certain things, if that makes sense.
That's just the problem with popular or industrial psychology in general. It always bastardizes something.
Yeah.
Whatever particular discipline you care to go into.
I leave room for everyone, but I don't know.
Jordan Peterson, he wanted to rip apart the Communist Manifesto by making a strawman argument that this is what the cultural Marxists believe in, and really, they're all bad and evil.
It's as bad as the results thing, right? Look what happens when you buy into communism. See what happens? 100 million dead. See, I can't stand that. Once again, I'm not a communist. I don't just buy into communism, but that's a stupid fucking argument because maybe that guy sucks versus the idea of what that system would look like, right? You know what I'm saying? Or what those behaviors might look like without some sort of like possible dictator or whatever the fuck, right? That makes sense.
I appreciate that you brought up the 100 million statistic because I know where that comes from. That's that fucking black book of communism. And that one in particular is really funny to me because I think like all but one of the 5 or 6 scholars that wrote things for it actually distanced themselves very publicly from that book because the one, I'm forgetting his name, but the one dude was obsessed. He was obsessed with getting to that 100 million number. And he would go to such dishonest lengths as counting Nazis killed by Soviet soldiers in World War II and babies that were not being born.
Well, I've seen that meme that all the Black Book of Communists, the people they killed, they are a bunch of Nazis they killed.
Well, hey man, as a person from the outside, I didn't know one way or another. I just thought the argument was fucking stupid. And the way they
it is stupid.
There's no way you go from communism to 100 million dead. Like, just skip from, like, no. There's, like, a whole thing that there has to be, like, events that happen. Why are you not describing the events, like, at least some of them in between, to make it make sense to me? But they don't do that. And guess what? The same happens on the other side. Capitalism is accountable for whatever millions of deaths. Same thing. It's like, yeah, where is the, like, it's like,
poverty.
It's almost like it's not about those topics.
Poverty. Enforced poverty.
Well, it's like people trying to win for an economic system rather than being like,
they're trying
what
to win,
is real, what is false, straight up.
It's trying to win a stupid math game, and I can't remember who did this, but I know it was an East European gentleman. So if he, for some bizarre fucking reason, trips over this video, I'm sorry that I didn't have your name to give out at this particular moment, but he tried to take a rough tally of deaths that could at least somewhat reasonably be attributed to capitalism. And he was fairly strict with his criteria. And the
even that's
yeah.
Good.
It was mostly done as a thought experiment.
Yeah.
And the number he came to was a good bit over 3 billion.
See, but that's the thing, Joe. If I now choke on my Taco Bell, hot sauce packet, it can be attributed to capitalists, right? It's like it's not actually real, or it's not fair. It's not actually fair.
That evil Taco Bell corporation killed Jordan.
Well, here's the thing, Joe. Let's say we get rid of the.
Well, you scared him away again. You said capitalism bad. Dumped out.
Oh no.
He doesn't like horror movies. He runs.
Yeah, but he did that as like a thought experiment to show how absurd this can get.
Okay, fair enough. It's just like,
and it kills me that I can't remember the guy's name because I would love to show you that video.
Here's
maybe
what
if I trip over it again, I'll bookmark it.
Fair enough. And yes, please bookmark that. I would actually, but I mean, I probably maybe reacted to it. I'm saying like I might put it in I would put it in the show notes, but I'm saying like, okay, let's say we get rid of all the George W. Bushes on planet Earth. They all walk away somehow. They get a ship to Mars. They get raptured. So, whatever. They disappear.
They blink out of existence.
They walked away.
All the poorly intentioned people, quote unquote, poorly intentioned, right? It's not a distinct definition, but you know what I mean?
They're badly motivated. They're badly motivated because they get no ratings.
The dweeby fuckfaces walk away. Like, but because of what those dweeby fuckfaces have done, narrative-wise, people that actually believe in capitalism, actually believe in communism, when it might end up actually engaging in,
Yeah, it's entirely possible. That's a lot of damage that has to be undone.
Yeah, direct, harsh conflict.
It hasn't been easy to try to put an alternative up, but I think one thing I hate to admit that history has in some way proven Lenin right, that you needed force in order to counter Western imperialism. And you need to grab land, resources, etc. And Russia is the most resource-rich area in the planet, aside from North America.
But that means you're agreeing with this guy then. You're agreeing with him. as in like human nature is human nature, so thus we do need to grab resources because human nature is human nature.
Well, no. I mean, concretely, you need resources in order to have muscle, state power, and also counter imperialism.
Who do you have state power over, though? Like, I'm sorry. Who's the counter to your state power? Like, why do you need
state
that?
power? Soviet Union was a counter to Western imperialism, primarily led by U.S. plus its Western European allies.
So the U.S.
and
is
Japan,
or people like the U.S. is the problem.
Yeah, the U.S. was because U.S. was already a emerging superpower. Then was U.K., the other Western European powers that grip on the planet for 500 years. 400 years at this time.
So why does the U.S. behave like the U.S.?
Well, he's saying that in this particular situation, the U.S. and Western Europe were the problem.
In reality, they just have had the grip on the world's resources for 500 years.
Okay,
through imperialism. U.S. being a daughter company of the British Empire, ended up being the most powerful, buying up the old empires, and then on the way comes this revolution, is this resource-rich country.
Yeah.
So so hold on. If someone else became the resource king, but based on niceism, they're being nice.
I'm not necessarily saying that. I'm just saying that in this world, only the Soviet Union, to an extent maybe China, has been a counterforce to Western imperialism. Western imperialism has been the leading terrorism for 500 years.
A few people doing that, by the way, right?
Yeah, minority, but it has been robbing and stealing the world's resources from the third world to ensure that they were in power.
Yeah, a few people are doing that.
Yeah, and they continue to do that.
And if the power shifts, what stops a few people from doing it again?
I can't say how it was,
different names,
but the only thing that has been mitigating this terrorism has been forces like the Soviet Union. I'm not saying that I like what they did, everything they did, but it has been the only counterforce.
Mm-hmm. That is extremely sad.
To some extent, but
you're going to lead to the same problems anyways. So it's more like make sure, like I mean, at that point you have to like kind of rely on. Life will be good for me, but when I die, maybe it might suck for someone else, right?
Yeah, well, that's
all you have to go with, right?
It's a counterforce, but it's absolutely imperfect. By far.
Yeah, Soviet Union inside had a lot of fucking problems, and they did engage in some of that imperialist behavior too.
Actually, forget about I understand like the idea of like material differences between situations in the world, but like what would be your actual real snap your finger comes true solution for everything, if you can, socially if you can.
I don't trust my judgment that much, but I wanted to get to some. I just wanted to get.
But what are you working towards then? That doesn't make sense.
I think something better, obviously.
But what is better needs to be compared to the best, right? Like here's daytime and here's nighttime. I'm working towards daytime or nighttime, right?
We have a very violent world, and we should move towards something where that's less violent and more.
If I had to guess,
but it can't be certain. It's like here's where it's like you're entering into like your guys are slowly walking towards my way, and we probably shouldn't do that because I'd ask like, okay, you could have non-violence, but what if everyone has? We just watched Running Man last night, by the way, a silly fucking movie. But imagine if everyone has like. Good.
To confine to a few ways, I say I'd like us to aspire for a Star Trek future. I'll still prepare for Mad Max, but I'm not giving up on our possible future. Star Trek-like, if you will.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's actually interesting that you bring up Star Trek because in like some of the background, some of the extended universe background material, they actually describe some nasty fucking wars that did a lot of damage to the Earth before the Federation of Planets was founded and all that shit.
Oh well, we are probably going to go through that, but I just one little point.
Mm-hmm.
After the Soviet Union fell, they talk about how communism is basically oligarchy, but when that fell, it turned into an oligarchy.
Yeah. Yeltsin and a bunch of his friends snatched up huge pieces of what used to be state-owned industry.
Help by the Americans. Americans to the rescue. Time magazine, 1996. But in Russia at this time, they said that this saying, Russian jokes, that what communism could not manage for 70 years, capitalism managed in just 1 year. Make communism look good.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Can I steal that?
Yeah, of course.
My quiet,
I'll find
dumb
it somewhere.
diagnosis of what, like the U.S. government does things, but my quiet, dumb diagnosis of American citizens is that, yeah, these guys are trying to do the right thing, but they suck at it. Is the actual diagnosis by the population towards their government, on the most part. And it's like, do you see that as like, man, if they understood a little bit more beyond that, like that's global changing as far as actions in the world, right?
Yeah,
like
that kind of assumption of good faith, in my opinion, that has to be earned.
But I don't see people like, yeah, let's burn and kill everyone, right? I don't see that. I see them more so being.
Yeah, it's obviously not like cartoon
and it's once again,
mustache twirling shit.
Yeah, it's small percentages too that are like gun ho for some of the worst actions. Special cases like 9/11 and Iraq War. But as far as like on the average,
consult Adolf Schicklgruber.
What the?
That's an Austrian painter.
Is that a Tarantino character? Who the fuck is that?
No, it's a Charlie Chaplin impersonator.
Okay.
From Austria.
Did he paint in Austria? Is that what he did?
Right. It's Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, he wanted to go to art school, but they rejected
I leaned into
him.
your joke. Painter from Austria. Whatever. Austrian painter.
He was an Austrian painter. Him, and then World War II happened, and he was responsible for exterminating 13 million people, all told.
By the way, John Cusack plays.
Well, Russia lost about 30 million.
Oh fuck. Well, once again, I'm trying to go into the simple ass diagnosis of the Americans. Once again, the government does wild ass shit. We're all aware of that.
Oh yeah.
Even regular Americans are aware of that. Once you get into like Epstein or maybe Israel a little bit, right?
Actually,
they understand a little bit more.
Pushback, Jordan. They understand that their government did a lot of wild ass shit.
Yeah, JFK.
Right? But I don't know why. But there's some kind of failure of imagination here where they can't imagine their government doing that kind of wild shit right now, potentially to somebody that they may know.
Well,
like say cutting people off of food stamp money that they need to feed themselves.
But you could see their logic of why they think that way. This is not what I'm saying, Joe. I understand what you're saying. Like, you have a sensibility. I'm saying step back from that and look at people and behaviors that have existed apparently throughout time. And it's like, if you look at the American population, like, they have no fucking clue. Not a fucking clue. As far as the deep, dark, creepy that our government does. They have no fucking clue. Not a little peek of it.
The depths of depravity that these people engage in.
Yeah, so it's not the West. It's a few amount of people doing weird shit. It's the same as Nick Fuentes saying, look at the black neighborhoods, huh? No one wants to go there. Meanwhile, it's like a minute percentage of the population that engages in gang violence.
Yeah,
straight up.
And when he says the West,
but why is that understood in one area but not the other? That's just a weird.
Like that obviously doesn't mean everybody in the West. It's just a regional descriptor.
But that's not good enough. You have to stand up to that, because otherwise, like, man, the West. It becomes stupid at a certain point when it should be like, are we what are we diagnosing? Are we actually diagnosing things, or are we like creating conclusions from the beginning? Are we doing that?
If that point that I just outlined wasn't, or potentially is not widely understood, yes, it becomes very stupid very quickly. But what I was going to say is, But what I was going to say is, if things played out differently in some way, continents fractured in a different way, then it could be the North, or it could be the East. For all I know, if the continents shook out differently.
Well, here's the thing, Joe. Some people think that if China and Russia won, the world gets better. Meanwhile, it's like they're just going to do the same thing that these guys are doing over here.
Well, that's grandfathering in the way. That's grandfathering in the way things are right now. I'm talking about like if the continents broke up differently. That's way back.
Jesus Christ! You mean like the beginning? Yeah. Okay.
I'm talking like 250 million years ago.
You're saying Atlantis and Aquaman.
If Pangea broke up differently.
I get it.
Aquaman. Well, that's another thing. I'm going to beat you over the head with a geology textbook.
I like to imagine what would have happened if Hannibal did defeat Rome with this elephants.
I have no idea.
He would probably go looking for Clarice.
I have a feeling I live in a world that will not recognize anything other than aliens and Jesus. Otherwise, nothing's going to change ever. It's either aliens. Oh my God, aliens are here. Now I'll change my behavior. Or, oh my God, Jesus is here. I'll change my behavior. Hopefully both. Hopefully it's a tentacled Jesus. Like he floats down with a halo on his head and tentacles on his legs. And just like kills two birds with one stone. And then we can move on finally. That's where I'm at.
That's the hidden truth about Jesus, guys. He actually comes from a race of squid people. But for real, I'll say it again. If Jesus came back, if the biblical figure of Jesus came back today, I think his loudest followers would probably try to kill him.
They'd run for their lives, bro. If they saw like magic or alien tech, they're running, bro. They're out of here.
One of the two. They'll either run away and hide, or they'll try to kill him. No in between.
Jesus' tentacles would add vocal cords, so it'd be like as it's like floating down. Like, oh my God, it's an alien! Fuck, run!
We're talking about Jesus, Jordan, not Yog Sothoth. Knock it off.
Okay, I'm like, all right, let's move through this video. 2 minutes later, pause for 20 minutes, just ranting away. All right, let's try again. If it gets stupid,
you wouldn't have it any other way.
It is what it is. That is life, and life needs to be recorded on YouTube. Here we go.
Think of this. So, one thing that communism absolutely needs on a global scale, not just in one family or one community or one country even, on a global scale, it requires everyone to have the exact same values and interests. Now, just think about this for a second.
Except the leaders.
In a family, well, yeah, but we're talking about their fantasy version. Yeah. Even
what are the values?
I won't ask about your family on air. But no. But I'm just curious about, like, if you have had siblings or know anyone with siblings, your sibling is more genetically similar to you than anyone you're going to meet. And you're raised in the same house, in the same area, in the same environment. And even siblings are so radically different. So if siblings can't even be raised with such similar genetics and such a similar environment and being born at such a similar time to be similar people, how on earth could we re-educate the entire globe into accepting?
Is this the religious guys telling us genetics is the actual key to human behavior? Am I tripping? I don't know this guy. I thought it was the cartoon guy. Maybe if it is, then he means religion. If he's not that guy, the what's his name? Magnus or something? Whatever the fuck his name is? Or Seamus.
Seamus Coughlin.
Jesus Christ. That guy.
Assuming it's the same guy as Freedom Tunes.
If that's the same, if this is that guy, his answer would be religion. But if it's not the same person, maybe it means something else.
I'll put it this way.
He's making a genetic argument for why we should. That's crazy. He's making a genetic argument for why these things are the way they are. But at the same time, it's like, ask him about Christ. And on this show, on Timmy's show, you can't just say, well, Christ is fake. You can't just do that on Timmy's show. You could do it here, but on Timmy's show, you can't do it. You will get booed out of the room.
I wonder what's going to happen the day somebody tells him that tomatoes apparently have more chromosomes than humans.
I know I always like tomatoes more.
Sit on that one for a while.
Attack. What's it called? Wait, what's it called? The Rotten Tomatoes? The angry tomato? What are they called? Attack of the Rotten Tomatoes. What's it called? I forgot the name of it.
I don't remember.
Is it Angry Tomatoes? Fuck. All right, here we go.
We'll deal with that later.
It's not even about re-educating. It's functionally impossible.
But that's one of the
reasons.
reasons.
There are resource fluctuations in economics. Communism cannot account for.
You would need such a super state.
No,
you would
you
have
pause
to
it
have
again.
a
I'm
constant
sorry.
flow of information and.
All right. And actually, he paused at a perfect moment, because if we're going to talk about a constant flow of information, once upon a time, that was actually a huge fucking problem. They call it the economic calculation problem. Because guess what they had to do to figure out how much shit to send where? They had to do all that math on paper. That's not fun.
Yeah.
Guess what we have now? We have these dumb little bricks in our pockets that have more processing power than the entire room in NASA when they were doing the moon landing. And we have an interconnected web of computers throughout the planet now, or interweb, that lets us talk to people from Malaysia or Serbia in a matter of milliseconds. That problem's been solved.
But the other one hasn't, which is what that's going to be. Once again, I understand people that have a sympathy or agreement with the communist idea of things, but guess what? It's not going to go anywhere because of people are going to counter with like, hey, you think like things are just going to work out? We're just going to like hunky-dory, happy, friendly neighbors. Hey, Malaysia, you guys need some grapefruits? Here you go. Right? People are like viewing that as like not going to happen because of their idea of human nature. Now, I think it is possible, but certain things need to be dealt with first.
Well,
but I do view that as possible.
You have to build up that spirit of internationalism and kind of a
How
brotherhood.
do you do that, Joe? How do you do that?
You got to talk to people.
Like, well,
there's no
I
other
agree,
way.
but that takes a long fucking time, does it not?
It does. It does. It's a Herculean task, but it's got to be done.
It's a rough sell, but I view it as possible. Okay.
It is a rough sell, but funny thing is, I will guarantee you that you probably have more in common with this woman I know who lives in Malaysia, or this dude I know who lives in Bosnia-Herzegovina, than you ever will with somebody like Tucker Carlson or Tim Pool. Because you have to worry about the exact same shit a lot of the time.
Oh, you mean like financially?
Yeah.
Socially.
How am I going to feed my family? How can I make sure my electric bill is paid for?
Yeah, but like me personally, mentally, I'm like, no, I see my relation to Tim Pool and Tucker Carlson. Although it's unfortunate
it's not to say that you have nothing in common with them. It's just that you have a lot more in common with these random people from these other places.
But I don't, Joe. That's the thing. When I see Tim Pool, although he's playing with politics and millions of dollars, right? It looks the same as me trying to like get off of school. Like, hey, Mom, I'm sick. I can't go to school today. You know, I'm kind of sick. Like, let me stay home. It's the same like thing, but he's like doing it in political world. Same faculty.
I will guarantee you almost all of my friends, no matter what country they happen to be from, have actually tried to do that at least once.
Simple trick. Twist up toilet paper, put it in your all the way up your nose, make yourself sneeze, and Mom will get tricked every time. Either way,
yeah,
that is what Timmy does as like, but it's in the realm of me is for me to get out of school, right? He does it.
Just put your face over an air vent while the heat's on.
Either way.
Kid you not, I actually tried that once. Unfortunately for me, it didn't work that time.
That trickery, or whatever the fuck, is same thing that Timmy's doing. It's just Timmy's doing it in what feels like a harsher, weirder way because of, you know, who we are and experience and what we're aware that he's aware of. Most importantly, is that Timmy, you know this is wrong and you're doing it. And I would do the same thing to me at 7 years old. Like, yo, you know this is wrong. What the fuck you doing? Same thing to me.
Yeah, your mom probably called you a butthead.
Mom never found out until now, until she watches this video. You watch this video, she'll find out. But no,
Well,
it's the same thing with anything else, man.
Then she is going to call you a butthead.
There we go.
Does that make me Beavis?
I want to say pause, but I'm gonna say yes too at the same time. Anyways,
oh yeah.
No, it's just I think we all have all these faculties, and
yeah. But anyway, the point I'm making is that even if somebody's from a different country, grew up speaking a different language, probably grew up in a pretty different culture, you can still find a lot more in common than you might think at first glance. Like that woman.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Like that woman I know in Malaysia. Guess what? She and I both like the Armored Core series. And I think that's fucking great. They can find somebody from this very different country that doesn't generally speak my language, although she actually speaks pretty good English. I think it's great that we can just share something in common like that. That's fucking awesome.
You heard them, Trump. There's nerds everywhere. There's nerds all over the place. Take them. Get these. Was it? Wait. Armored Core or Warhammer? You said Armored Core, right?
Yeah. Although I do have friends elsewhere that also love Warhammer.
Oh my!
Nerds. Nerds are everywhere.
I almost regret.
You'll never get us all.
Good RSFO.
Back in 2008, I met natives in South America. I almost regret I didn't stay.
Oh shit!
What were they like?
Well, they were. It was in Ecuador. They were partially integrated, but we had a lot more common understanding of things, similar values than I have with most people in the West. So
there's something about. Sorry, real quick. There's something about like saying something, expressing something, but the other person knows you're not here to harm them. There's something beautiful about that. Even when I like, or anyone like if they like rant and rave and like fuck you, what the fuck, right? But you have a sense of like they're not gonna harm me though. Like there's something beautiful about that, where it feels like you're getting something real. Like where it's real and it's not safe, right? It's not safe to like being real is not safe. Right.
No, it is not.
But in a way, it is safe. In certain other cases, it's safe. My humble opinion.
You can hear a lot in people's voices. Chip will tell you that.
Sure. Fair enough. There's something beautiful about that, where it's like real, like actual real discussion, not the. Hey John, hey Janie, how you doing? I'm doing good. Want to get drinks on Friday? All right. Like it's just like small talky style shit versus like real talk, like really discussing something with someone else.
Good. And here's something that I guarantee you almost everybody shares in common once they've passed a certain age. And this is something I've done with people who speak other. Every time I see somebody who speaks a language that I might not have encountered before, I always want to ask them to teach me some swear words. That shit's funny.
I'll teach you some Danish swear words.
Oh my god. How do you say eat my shorts?
Yeah.
Eat my shorts?
You gotta go to The Simpsons this. Eat my shorts, bro.
Don't have a cow, man.
Eat mine shorts.
And one of my favorite swear phrases, this is in Serbo-Croatian, is Jebem debate vojvos pun kukuruca dzorno po dzorno. Fuck you and your whole cart of corn, kernel by kernel.
Oh my god. Why do you know that? Why?
I told you, dude. I know a guy who lives in Bosnia. He taught me that.
Okay, let's get back to Ian telling us about the biggest sub he's ever eaten in his life. You can see his hand gestures right there. Okay, here we go.
data.
He's a different kind of human
stop and
being.
let me finish. Okay, the point is sometimes crop yield is low. Your super state can't do anything about that.
Angry.
Yes.
You have fertilization.
Except starve Ukrainians.
I'm sorry,
and say
pause
it's
it
their
again.
fault.
Just
We
for
haven't
a
had-
moment.
Good.
Your crop yield is low. What's your super state going to do? All right, if the entire world is communist, guess what?
They'd share.
If Malaysia has a bum crop yield this year for some reason, then guess what? Maybe Australia and Ukraine collaborate, bundle up some food together, and ship it to them.
And yeah, technology on top of that of, hey, you have like a drought, we can... But then that can get scary for people, like based on modern world shit. But at the same time, that'd be like an answer if everyone bought in, right? They would try to have like some sort of technological, whether it's like hydroponics or whatever the fuck, right, to make sure you guys reach your crop yields, year in, year out.
And when the world is as interconnected as it is now, that kind of expertise getting diffused among the general population, that's inevitable. And that spirit of just sharing shit with people just to help them out because they're stuck in a bind for one reason or another. That's basically the spirit of internationalism. We all have to share this planet, so let's try to make shit easier for each other. That's the idea.
I mean, if we had 8 billion Jordans, everything would be fine, but we don't have that.
Shit.
Does that mean
I
Bracken?
want it. It's my planet.
That's a major pause. That's a super pause.
Maybe one day we will.
One sharing Jordan, okay? I'm special. Okay, I'm special. Shut up. Here we go.
Starvation in the United States in like 200 years.
Here for Shelby Oaks, okay?
If ever.
And for me to for you to get to where you need to be to understand this would take too long
I'm
for a
saying
show
it's
of
an
this
ideal
nature.
that would be near impossible to hit.
Not near impossible, literally impossible.
No, not zero.
It is
Not
zero.
zero.
It
that's
absolutely is.
That's why it gets people enticed. It's not
zero. It is. It's zero.
I don't think so. I think it can work in small scale.
Population can't grow forever, and crop yield can't be expanded forever. That means that if a human population that is receiving enough food.
All right, pause it again.
Let's simplify.
I'm sorry I keep asking you to do this.
Thank God.
Interesting little sociological phenomenon. As a society is more developed, eventually population growth actually kind of bottoms out, and it just settles on the replacement rate. I know that sounds a little icy and clinical, but that's basically just are we having enough kids to just keep the population stable at about the same number?
Yeah, but a lot of people don't believe in micromanaging the population. There's people that don't believe in that's
the thing.
Try to only have 2-3 kids versus 8-9 kids. Right.
That's the thing. This is just shit that was already documented. This wasn't with micromanagement.
Fair enough.
Because in a more primitive society or like in the wild, you almost have to have a lot of children because it's not guaranteed that everybody's going to survive and have children of their own. You know what I mean?
Yes, but you're doing human nature arguments the way that Timmy's going to do human nature arguments, just so you realize that.
I know, but this isn't even strictly with humans. This is for anything that reproduces sexually. It does not matter what the life form is.
So human behavior is cow behavior or rabbit behavior. You have to make that argument. You have to make that argument. Good luck with religion existing.
I'll give you for instance. Okay. You know how fish lay huge clutches of eggs?
Okay.
Like I think some species of cod can lay thousands at a time.
Yeah, caviar.
Yeah. Well, the fact that that's been turned into a food that we eat for our leisure should tell you why they've evolved to lay just thousands upon thousands of eggs at a time. Because unfortunately, with nature being the way it is for them, most of those eggs are not going to survive.
Joe Christ. Joe, you have no fucking Are you actually digging to the other side of ideas? I swear to God, you're doing the thing again.
I'm
bro.
just describing things that happen in nature.
No, but that's not exactly what happens in nature. They're gonna hear that and they're like, I have the perfect counter argument for that, which is what they were conditioned on, or like learn politically and like.
That argument's just
Joe,
wrong.
you're doing those arguments.
No, hear me out, though.
Sorry. Okay.
Hear me out.
Good.
We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that, especially not anymore, because we don't face that kind of pressure anymore. We basically own this fucking environment that we live in. It's in theory possible for us to basically do whatever we want with it within reason.
I still think that bacteria really owns this world.
Well,
and if we
on the really big timetables, yes, bacteria do own this fucking planet.
I think
I'm going so far as to think that that our politicians, they are really in that cockroach conspiracy where they are trying to destroy the world so the cockroaches can take over.
You hear that, Jordan? Huh? In the year 1 million, this planet will be dominated by roach people.
Yes, cockroaches.
Can they shoot like Michael Jordan, though? That's the point, right? Can they shoot like Michael Jordan? Watch them actually do that. Yeah, bitch, we got 8 legs, bitch. Watch us.
6 legs, actually.
Whatever.
To answer your question, only the Madagascar hissing roaches can shoot like Michael Jordan.
I'm gonna call that a pause.
Species. Look it up.
I'm calling that pause, though.
Because they hiss?
They hiss and they shoot. Pause. Anyways, here's more to me. I'm trying to
needs 100 units of food. Why? They need energy to get up and live their lives.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Joe.
I meant to articulate.
Joseph fucking Christ. Sorry, go ahead.
Tim is assuming that we're just going to reproduce at the same rate forever, when that's simply not true.
Also, yeah, the religious folks are going to say something different. That's all I'm saying. But
yeah, there's some religious folks who make a point of encouraging people to have almost a concerning number of kids. Like, well, because like once you get past a certain number, I start to worry. Like, can the mother deal with that over and over and over?
In Game of Thrones, yes. Real life, I have no fucking clue.
On Game of Thrones, they say that if the girl has had her blood, she's good to go.
Jesus Christ. But also, yes.
Anyway.
You say that in the show. Okay. Let's continue. Here we go.
If a human population that is receiving enough food. Okay, let's simplify it. A human being needs 100 units of food. Why? They need energy to get up and live their lives. They need a certain amount of time for recreation. They need to be able to reproduce. Humans are driven to reproduce. That means any amount of
everything's
food
driven
that
to
is
reproduce
acceptable for human satisfaction is enough food for them to create another human.
That's the depth.
This leads to the point with every single biome on the planet that when a species reaches equilibrium with its food source, they all start starving. This happens to deer outside. Children know this. That's why we have to go hunt deer. They eat all the leaves, then they're all sickly and starving, and they struggle to reproduce. Then they get ravenous and dangerous. So we cull them down.
Made no sense.
Communism cannot
work
find
this
because
club
fluctuations in economics is a 100% guarantee.
That's right.
There will always be a circumstance where the food amount will reach equilibrium, and a starving man will say, "I will kill you to feed my daughter."
You're assuming.
He absolutely made that up, and yes, the word assumption that Ian's about to say is absolutely correct, in my humble opinion.
I say it again. I need to clobber this guy with a biology textbook.
Well, I mean, regular people are going to hear that. They're going to find out where you live, Timmy. Not violently. I'm saying like, oh, you have this much amount of property and expenditures on your free time, and I can look to my right and see homeless people. So how does that make sense, Timmy? And that's the way regular people will deal with that, and thus we're stuck in the same situation. Instead of saying like, okay, You're full shit. Bye. See you later. Basically. Just being honest. But let's continue. Here we go.
I will kill you to feed my daughter.
You're assuming that you'll never get to a point where you're able to make enough food for a growing population.
So you're saying that humans will expand infinitely on the planet?
Well, we are, but we're dying off at the same
Ian
speed.
makes a point. Ian basically makes a point that I could make, and then Tim completely refute. I'm not even going to say fails. He refuses to understand it.
I believe so. The point is that
I'm wrecked.
Timmy's point is supposed to stay no matter what, and not because of honesty, but because of that's his job. That's what he's paid for. But here we go.
You're assuming that you'll never get to a point where you're able to make enough food for a growing population.
So you're saying that humans will expand infinitely on the planet?
Well, we are, but we're dying off at the same speed. We're populating and dying and growing. We're constantly, forever. We have always been growing, but we've also always been dying.
Okay, human population has only ever expanded.
The total.
There
have been dips. There have been huge dips in population.
And he's saying overall, though. He's saying
the overall trajectory. Be careful with that.
Yeah. Sorry, I just realized. I was like, someone's
distraction.
My heart was going out to them.
Yeah, distraction because Ian might have made a point. Distracted from that. Yeah, got it. Sorry,
I hope there's that little thought in the back of Ian's head that makes him wonder why he's friends with these two.
You could say that, but I don't just buy Ian's words. He could be a ringer. He could be the Brooklyn Brawler, if you will. The guy here to get, shit on. Fuck arguments. It's about how it looks. Duh. It's the world we live in, my man.
Let's continue. I don't have a ton to add here.
Listen, Joe. I'm here for Shelby Oaks. And yeah, I'm stuck in the middle of a Temple fucking video. God, what hell am I in? This is
Whose fault is that?
Fifth or sixth circle. Which one am I in? Fuck. There we go.
I'm going to look up Dante's Inferno right now just to tell you exactly which circle you're in.
Full descriptions, like, yep, we're in hell. All right, got it. Watching Timmy Pool. Here we go.
Humans have a biological imperative. It's not an opinion. They want to have babies. We see this everywhere. When any species reaches equal limit.
Establish that without establishing that. You just say it.
You're somewhere between the 8th and 9th, by the way. Fraud and treachery.
Yeah, fair enough. But you see how humans want to have babies. Like, maybe they do. But maybe they don't want babies with the people they're surrounded by. Or whatever, right? Different era, like they have the internet, they can see more ideas of people and all that shit. Like, right, there's a whole situation to it. Or they have careers or lives, male or female. Like,
humans have lots of different interests.
Exactly, but it's not considered. Instead, it's like locked into a box, and that's going to be the two opposing arguments. What Timmy's saying, not Ian, but like the quote unquote communists. These guys are going to argue back and forth, saying nothing that leads to the absolute fuckery of our lives. Whoever, I guess, wins or partially wins or whatever.
Like, actually think of the amount of intelligence that's behind that.
Yeah.
Just on an evolutionary level, we can decide whether or not we feel like having kids. That's pretty on an evolutionary scale. That is very fucking novel.
Until you add religion and morals into it, then it gets different. It does get different.
I mean, the fact that we can contemplate whether or not we want to have kids at all.
But sometimes you're fucking and someone gets pregnant. Like, that happens.
That happens too.
That does happen. I can attest to that.
What happens after that point?
Go to your room.
So
it depends on how you view the world at that point, right?
Well, right now I'm just talking about deciding whether or not actions obviously come after.
Hey, let's have some kids. How often does that happen? I don't know how often that happens, honestly.
Like the conversation of, I want to have kids someday.
Yeah, let's plan on having kids.
Yeah.
Right? How often does that happen? Percent? Who knows? I don't fucking know. Personally.
Like I said,
oftentimes the people that do plan like that are the ones that struggle the most. You know.
Yeah. Kind of funny how that works out.
Yeah.
But do you see what I mean, Jordan?
I didn't plan for shit, bro. I got a little Jew baby now. You know.
Got a Chewbacca? What'd you say?
Yep.
All right.
Sounds like.
But do you see what I mean, Jordan? We can think about whether or not we want to do that. That's very, very new on an evolutionary timetable.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
and when I mean the evolutionary timetable, I mean since the fucking Cambrian happened.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, so wait. Are you saying sex is inevitable, but pregnancy might not be? Is that your theory?
No, I'm saying we can. Actually, that's another thing. We can decide. It's possible for us to just decide to abstain from that altogether too.
True.
And I'll say it again. On an evolutionary timetable, that is extremely novel.
No, that was there forever, right? No one was.
Well,
I'm sure someone actually engaged in it.
We didn't have people.
You fell off the evolutionary timetable. You're dead now. Bye. Right?
No, not that. I'm talking about like we're one of very few, if not potentially the only animals that actually contemplate these things in the abstract.
And you know that from Bob, the scientist, right? So you don't even fucking know that either. You're kind of stuck in the wind there, right? Right?
I think we're having a little breakdown of communication here.
No, you're saying animals can't even have the contemplation to choose to do this or do that, right? Of abstract thinking. But at the same time, it's like you got that from Bob, which is once again, that'd be the opposite of abstract thinking.
I mean, I don't imagine plants think very much about which flower they want to reproduce with. That shit just happens.
But you don't know that actually in reality. You got that from Bob, which is the opposite of abstract thinking. So you decide that you have abstract thinking because Bob told you, which is the opposite of abstract thinking, philosophically speaking. Right? Maybe Bob's right. Bob could be correct. But I'm just saying, like, you got your idea of abstraction that you have from Bob analytically observing something.
What if there's like
without the abstraction?
What if there's like a magnetism of things where it's like it
law of attraction?
Well, it's like a real. What if it's like a real dynamic where it's like the pollen is like magnet
like bees?
Like, well, I'm doing a bad job at explaining it. Like, how do I like a pollen atom or
some
molecule
outside pressure that encourages it.
Yeah, it's like magnetized to the flower, right? And then the bee is magnetized to the pollen. You know, so it maybe you say it's like, oh, like there's some plants when you walk by it, you know, they shrivel up like leaves. Like if you touch it, there's like a reaction. Like maybe that's not so accidental. Like their reaction to things. Like maybe that is an intentional thing, and it's like a conscious thing.
There's actually an interesting theory about that's related to grass. You know that smell that's always in the air after like fresh cut grass from a lawnmower.
Yeah.
There's a theory that might be a kind of chemical signal that's signaling to any other grass that's of the same species.
Mm-hmm. And people have sexual signals that lead to children being born.
Yeah, Jordan, it's called pheromones.
I'm just saying, like.
And actually, since we're talking about abstract thinking, here's something fun you could do with with jumping spiders.
No.
Now, hear me out.
Okay.
Like, have you ever had like a jumping spider walking around on your hand or something, Jordan?
I remember a spider. I woke up. It was like on my shirt, on my chest. I'm like, what the fuck? I like move a little bit. It jumps. I'm like, it fucking jumps? Why? Who made this fucking being?
Yeah, that's how they hunt.
That's all I got.
Well, I actually had one last time I found one. I had it walking around on top of my thumb, and it's looking at me. It's studying me. Like,
nice.
I'm pretty sure that thing knew that I was alive.
Oh yeah.
So despite how small they are, it's really cool that they can actually like understand that something is alive. They obviously can't articulate it, but it's an instinct.
Now, maybe they can articulate. We just can't hear their articulation. That makes sense. Dude, I have a spider plant, an actual like spider plant, and I have it like next to my window a certain way. And when the sun rises, it's like you know where the sun's gonna be at, like in my window, and you can see all the leaves like are actually leaning towards where the fucking sun is. It's cool as shit, by the way. Like I could show you like my plant here. It's like all the leaves are all moving in one direction towards the window. Like the window.
I know what
where
process you're talking about.
Exactly. Like,
yeah,
cool. Intelligent.
Yeah, they've got cells that sense that, and then the body of the plant will just respond accordingly. That shit's awesome.
Maybe they're smarter than us. Maybe they didn't know how to black swan better than we can.
Maybe they understand the truth behind the Dark Knight trilogy.
I'm just being a plant. What are you doing? Oh man, this girl, I want to talk to this girl, but she won't talk to me back, you know? I gotta get to my job on time. You gotta do this, gotta do that, gotta do this. Like, the plant's like, I'm just being a plant. The fuck?
Well, mainstream biology is catching up to, I think, the deep truth about intelligent evolution. Intelligent evolution.
AKA by choice?
No, consciousness as an ultimate driver of evolution.
Yeah, like
by choice.
Like
not
actively
random, by choice.
Well, like actively understanding the pressures you're under and then responding accordingly, as opposed to just do this, do this, do this, do that.
Neo-Darwinism has been pushed back in mainstream biology. That means neo-Darwinism as opposed to ordinary Darwinism. And remember, when you say Darwinism, you really mean Alfred Russel Wallace, the real Darwin. But neo-Darwinism thinks that everything is confined to DNA alone. But then it turns out not to be the truth.
Yeah, because you have to consider epigenetics.
That's
how
true.
is something expressed?
But it's like there's a quantum. Robert Sheldrake is closer to the truth than mainstream biology would admit.
Oh yeah, I remember those videos you recommended. Hammeroff and Bruce Lipton I've heard of as well.
Yeah.
You mentioned Hammeroff and
Roger Penrose.
Yes, Sir Roger Penrose. Yeah.
And now there's this Dennis Noble. He's good at explaining it. It just means that evolution is both Darwinian and Lamarckian at the same time.
And Jordan would say, it's weird.
What the fuck does that mean?
It is weird. It's very weird. That's why it's so much fun to study.
I got a black swan it, bro. Like, yo, that's weird, but I like it. All right.
Yeah.
Well, the academia has been in the way for the field of biology to evolve, probably.
One step at a time. Trying to get there. But first, it's Timmy and this fuckface. Here we go.
Humans have a biological
putting the shame in
imperative.
Seamus.
It's not an opinion. They want to have babies. We see this everywhere. When any species reaches equilibrium with its resources, they begin to struggle and suffer and starve. And then you get conflict and crisis. That's why communism is impossible.
But that doesn't,
0%.
That's non sequitur. I don't see how that, because that capitalism also, that's why we have starving people in the street in capital. That's why we have food stamps, because
starving people is the function I am talking about. Sometimes people die.
Oh my God.
And they will starve, and there's nothing you can do about it. Communism
RSFO,
tells everybody there will be no government, it'll be stateless, and we'll all just work together. And guess what? Sooner or later, you get an unforeseen storm you can't control, and the wheat crop is ruined. The people who live there are going to say, I will not watch my daughter die, and I will eat a human corpse if I have to.
Yeah.
And we've seen it throughout history. Communism can't work for these reasons.
Well, I mean, if you had a famine, even in a capitalist state, people would eat each other.
Exactly. Capitalism doesn't presuppose a utopia where there's no government or
neither does
system.
communism. Doesn't it presuppose utopia?
It's a utopian movement.
It's a fluid motion of state ownership. That's all it is, dude.
The whole point is you're creating a utopia where there's no state, there's no hierarchy, everybody lives in equality.
What better guy's going to be more popular? Like, what are you talking about?
It's kind of getting there, but
it doesn't work.
There's also some shit that he still doesn't.
Hold on.
I have been in communist countries a lot.
But they're not truly.
We're going to move on.
Well, wait a minute.
We're going to.
I was
okay, next
in
subject.
China
Next subject.
in
Moving on to the next story. I'm gonna wrap it up by saying this. There's no point in arguing communism when someone doesn't know what he's talking about.
I 100% know.
You have changed your position on what communism is 3 or 4 times already.
No, I have not. Communism is state owned. It's where there's no state. It's where everyone collectively owns the stuff. There's no. You might not even need money.
Jordan, while you were away, this evolved into a Piers Morgan program.
Oh, okay.
It's horrible.
It's Timmy. Here we go.
Sources, and you can get them to where they need to go, and there's a fluid system that never turns off. You might be able to reduce the size of the government. Call it whatever you want, but that's my point. That's my definition.
How does a carpenter get a meal for the day in this system with no money?
Well, there's a lot of different ways. I mean, you could grow your own in your house. You could get it shipped to your house.
Why is it? Wait, what do you mean your own?
Hold on, come on, guys. If we're just gonna keep,
you put it in your mouth. It's your food. You know.
I have a few simple questions. We're going to the next subject. A man is a carpenter, not a farmer.
Where's property rights?
He needs food. What does he do?
Gets it from the grocery store. Gets it.
Okay, so they just hand it to him for free?
Or you know what he'll do? He'll hit the nails in the thing, and it'll trigger a smart contract that lets him get his food.
What's a smart contract?
It's like paying someone money.
You're sounding like a Mamdani supporter right now.
I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just pointing out this is
describing is impossible.
Free groceries.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the subject. I'm going to say a word for it. There was a food substance called Soylent that was being developed in 2013.
Great. We're trotting out the Soylent Green
argument. We're going to make a neutral food product to provide all of your necessary nutrition in a single food product. And then they realized, hey, that's impossible. Why?
I do not
Every single person has a different requirement for potassium, magnesium, salts, fats, carbohydrates, otherwise, because humans are all dramatically different. So then they realized you cannot make a food product that will allot to you everything you need in one go.
Yeah, I think
so.
He's
They
done
said,
for the night.
how about this? You can eat the Soylent, but you need one real meal of something totally different, at least per week, one full meal
at least
with all the nutrition to supplement what you're not getting, because your body will spit out what there's too much of. And now Soylent has just become a protein shake because they realized, it doesn't work even in that capacity. The idea that you would have one day to eat whatever you wanted and the rest you eat, this didn't work because your requirements on a daily basis for various nutrients fluctuates. One day you have too much iodine, one day you don't. No single food product is going to give you everything you need.
Based on what he's saying right now, I'm going to assume that Tim Pool hasn't actually seen the movie Soylent Green.
Just putting that out there. About, though? I don't even understand, bro.
He has no idea.
I don't know, and I don't think he knows either. He's gibbering something about how do we decide how to like distribute food and shit.
What? He sounds fucking stupid, bro. How do families what do we have for dinner tonight? Right? Like logically.
What are we allowed to have for dinner tonight in our communist society?
No, I'm just saying
that's
people think about balances. Sometimes they take out, sometimes they don't. It's.
We'll eat a team pool and we'll split evenly.
Yeah, we have cravings.
Did you say eat the rich by accident or on purpose?
No.
Sometimes we want to eat the rich chocolate cake.
Shout out to Catwoman in The Dark Knight Rises. Okay, she called out.
You take the cake. I know that the meat is what is it? Keto.
Yeah, sometimes you want to eat the rich German chocolate cake, and other times we just want a fucking bag of sour cream and onion chips.
Now, wouldn't society fight the idea of, allow the idea of like, oh my God, all these vegans and conscious eaters, like, wouldn't you support that? Because it would actually make it easier on resources being used, right? Wouldn't you support that?
I identify as a cannibal communist.
I want to say pause, but I'm trying to find a lane to like say that. And either way, it's like, wouldn't that support their like the kind of the big business of, you know, factory farming and all this shit, right? If they maybe quote unquote lean right, if you will, right? Wouldn't the free market dictate like, hey, it's better because we don't have to like, you know, keep overly producing, you know, from, you know, pigs to chickens to fucking cows.
I would argue
we're
that
saving resources now because there's less people that want to eat the stuff. Thus, we all win, right?
I would argue that once you get past a certain point, there stops being a free market, but that's a separate discussion.
Fair enough.
Anyway,
saying logically,
one of the things that happens a lot right now with the way we do things, especially here, is it's an unholy amount of waste. So much shit gets thrown out.
Yeah.
And not just because people occasionally forget that they saran wrapped a thing of spaghetti in the fridge for 2 weeks. I'm talking about like grocery stores just throwing out food that could otherwise be eaten, and they don't just put it in the dumpster. They fucking bleach that shit. They are intentionally destroying food.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not sick.
So like, and also the idea of like holding on to things.
The system has a whole lot of waste.
Yeah.
It's ineffective. I think there's a lot of valid criticism of the way we have. Anyway, effectively what we have is state capitalism of a certain form.
I mean, I'm with George Carlin on this. It's ineffective for humans, but it's the Earth. It's not moving the Earth at all. The Earth is fine. George Carlin. He's like, the Earth is fine. We're
people
fucked.
are fucked.
We are.
He's
fucked.
not wrong.
He's
not wrong.
He said it best. The planet will shrug us off as another failed mutation.
But the West still suffers from a certain form of very oligarchic state capitalism, where few landowners and the rest of us are basically just.
Yeah.
They've basically consumed or become the state.
But both Russia and China have banned landowners. You're not allowed to be too big landowners. Not even the modern Russia.
Yeah, but that shit is. I'm sorry, like in like that mindset in that world, it's fucking boring. Like, who the fuck? Wouldn't you want to like hang out with people and have fun rather than like I own a 40-room mansion? That sounds boring as fuck if no one's there with you. It's actually boring.
I own a 40-room mansion.
I'd rather go to a concert or something, right?
The real problem is that they have oligarchs who own land, and it's allowed.
I wish that was the answer.
Why is that? Why is that? We don't have. How can you have a functioning democracy if a few?
They allow it because they allow that shit because they think it'll help their penises work.
Yeah, but somehow they have managed to have a propaganda system to maintain that. So if they keep it that way.
Oh, you're right.
And the rest are just.
Yeah, every so often to their most loyal servants, they dish out a few treats.
They work hard for that shit. Yeah. But if everyone's like, yo, no one's pumping your gas, no one's driving your cars, no one's fucking working at the electricity factory to make sure you get fucking lights on in your house, like, If you guys want to go do that, weird shit. Go do it over there. We're doing something else.
They're just smart robbers, basically. More talented robbers than more street criminals.
Well, let me ask, do you guys agree with me on that? Where it's like, if the average Joe is like, yo, this is stupid. Why do you have a 40-room mansion and there's homeless people at the same time?
It with.
Like, yeah, we're just gonna walk away and do something else. Is that okay?
You have your rich friends, the 1% friends.
To do what? What are they gonna do? Farm their own land? If everyone says like, yo, I'm done, I'm walking away. We're gonna do our own thing over here. If you guys want to join, please come join us. But until then, you guys can do your own thing over there, right? On your own little islands.
That's what those fucking Zapatista separatists in the Chiapas region of Mexico did. They just ignore the Mexican government and they do their own thing. They've been doing that for 30 years now.
I think they have worked really hard to work on conditioning of other people through psychological means. These governments have fucking psychological people on their fucking teams and crews and all that shit. And obviously corporations, right? But from marketing firms,
that's where industrial psychology comes in.
Yeah,
that's what it's for.
It's been a thing. Now, I'm not saying that humans don't have any power to like look past that. It's just once the game changes to another degree, they kind of miss out on it. Almost like imagine like you see a Sprite commercial over and over and over again. Like, oh god, you're just trying to make me like buy Sprite. But the actual game is no, it's not about Sprite. It's about the outfits in the Sprite commercial, right? The clothing style, the music sounding that's in there, right? But then that music sound ends up on the street, and without your even knowledge, someone's actually doing a Sprite commercial in your real life, rocking that same style, but not saying, "Hey, go buy Sprite." They're saying like, "Damn, this Sprite is so fucking good," as they're dancing to Waka Flocka or some shit like that, right? It's like another layer of psychology that people are like, I don't care to do that's not fun. It's stupid and boring. I want nothing to do with that, and they end up like getting like caught up in it in a way, like through the side note, right, through the grapevine, if you will, or through the peripheral. It's like that's what we do. It's like, yo, own yourself. It's the only way to fly. It's the funniest experience on planet fucking Earth. It is to be yourself and know what you're doing. To be Neo walking down a road and see the fucking street light up as you're walking. There's nothing better than that experience. But for some reason, we're nowhere near caring for that. So thus, Timmy Pool is now a multimillionaire. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying now?
Yeah, he's a multimillionaire and he found a lady that'll actually put up with him.
He probably paid a lady, essentially. And I can't wait till his VH1 special, the real Tim Pool, or whatever.
Oh, Jordan, I'd almost forgotten that he's tried his hand at music. So thanks for reminding me.
Sound like borrowed riffs to me personally, but I'm not a genius music person, so but it sounded like borrowed.
You bastard. Anyway, let's try to finish this nonsense.
Fair enough. Here we go.
Meaning, the system at scale requires a universal trade medium, money.
Do the show
the Soviet
yourself.
Union had some structures of money, and even the communist Chinese
like,
realized
welcome to
you
Yelp
need
Grad.
a monetary
I'm
system
Joseph.
and a degree of free
That'd be
trade.
awesome.
Moving on to the next story.
Hold up.
That'd actually be like
the
really
opposite
cool.
of communism is corporatocracy.
Welcome to YellBro.
So
I'm Orson
looking for a
Welles.
middle ground. The
You said
state ownership
communism
of
is
corporations megacorps that are their own governments that produce their own.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I mean, what's the middle ground?
What we have now is
between the two economic
corporatocracy.
structures.
So we in the United States are what's called the mixed economy, where we have about 55% socialism and 45% market capitalism.
We're really
That's basically what we have.
Maybe, but that's a political infrastructure.
Although I agree with what you're saying.
The corporations, corporate governance,
it's a political infrastructure, and political infrastructures have control over economics. Yes, we agree. But the Federal Reserve is a structure of government, and they use to control our economy. So you could pass laws and have a culture that says we won't tolerate large corporations lobbying.
But the exact opposite was the talking point about the Fed, was that they're called the Fed, but they're not actually federal. what was the punchline? They're as federal as FedEx is, as in like they're not actually a government institution, but they work like hand in hand with them, which is what the problem was. And like, why are we printing money through them, or contracts, and our government banking through the Federal Reserve when they're screwing us over? Was kind of the idea. And
yeah, shit like that is part of the reason I've just moved past the idea of money needing to be a thing at all. That's why it's not in my list. That's why it's just not in my list of constraints that we really should have to deal with.
I understand, but I want like once again, this is my fantasy without knowing anything about economics idea, is that, hey, all the basics are just taken care of. Food, water, shelter, warmth, and in cold weather areas, all that shit, like, right? Or
Star Trek economy.
Well, like fucking hurricane prevention, like shit like that should be taken care of, in my opinion. But
absolutely.
But if you want that Mercedes-Benz, you got to work for that. That's where I go. If you want a Mercedes-Benz, go work for that. But this one simple human part of things, as far as like us being able to comfortably inhale and exhale, right? Like biologically speaking. Yes, yes, exactly. Biologically speaking. After that, then it's all we all win. It's all bonus. It's all bonus. You can be that fucking crazy artist in your room just painting fucking canvases of your own paintings and all that shit, going ape shit, but don't worry. No one's going to try to snatch you out of your house because of rent. No one's going to take your shit out of your house and put it in your front lawn and say, hey, you're evicted. That won't happen. I like that idea. But like if you want to be able to, let's say, I don't know, go to a Knicks game, right? Go to a sports game or something like that, right? Oh, well, you worked hard. Although, once again, you can just work a job for a day or two and make some money and go to a fucking Knicks game. But, all right, I'm done. I quit that job immediately. I don't know. I don't know how that would work out. It's just my little fantasy of things. But that would require a whole change of people's like mentalities and behaviors on top of or underneath the mentalities, if you will. So like it would require a lot of work by society. Thus, this is why I argue from where I argue from. Like you need these things to happen first.
I think primarily you need to address what the real problems are. Get people enlightened, and then people.
That's right.
Over time will figure out how to solve it. I'm not into theories very much, because I think at the end of the day, people can put it into practice.
Fair enough.
Theory is just an intellectual means to a particular end.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, I actually. I'm harsh on that. I think theory belongs in physics, not in social science. So
that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
People can look up what has been put into practice before, what has worked.
That's not good enough because we haven't dealt with the ultimate boogeyman yet. So that's why. I mean, it's like, okay, you can learn from historical events, mistakes, or things you think work, whatever, but if the George W. Bush is in the room, what do you do with that? Like, I don't mean him. I mean like the behavior of that. Like that behavior. If that's around, like how do you deal with that? You punish it? Do you throw it in jail? Do you try to condition it?
But I think you have a system. You have a system that awards these cluster B types. This is especially in the Western society. I'm not saying the rest of the world is like that, but we have a system that rewards cluster B types. That's like psychopaths, narcissists, such types.
Big question, man. That's a big. Like, how does that come about?
But it's a systemic problem. It's not just because they are the George Bushes and East or Dick Cheney types.
You're not saying they are. They are created by the world they live in. You're saying.
Yeah, and they're also rewarded because the system
takes a lot of work.
It's artificially created so they are adapted for that type of society, which drives us all straight for the cliff.
Fair enough, but I personally don't go with, like, at the very yeah, let's make it scientific. Let's say fuck the idea of systems. Let's find, like, have people work towards, like, who the fuck are you? Like, what do you actually want out of existence? Like, really go there. Like, truly and really go there. And then we can kind of, well, once again, we have to believe that they actually did that. But we have to find out, like, okay, is it straight up, this guy just is who they are? Like, sorry, this person is the way they are. Or is it the world made them what they are, type of thing? Or both, or a mixture of both, right?
That's what I was going to say. In my opinion, it's a mixture of both. And
well, we can't even get there because no one's addressing the George W. Bush in the room, the giant fucking elephant in the room, which is no matter what you do.
Elephant, Jordan, address me.
No matter what you do, whether it's a Pee-wee football club or it's the chambers of government, if someone's in there subverting things, you're not actually getting the real thing itself, right?
I actually think that intelligent evolution, as we are discovering that this is like the modus operandi for evolution, or maybe for
okay,
apparently for the entire universe, that the that the primordial people actually got it right already. I'm not a primitivist. It's not that. I think that you don't need primitivism, but hunter-gatherer basically.
You're just saying that they were probably onto some shit.
Yes, and mainstream science, biology, physics. They are uniting and basically becoming one science. They're finding out that they were right all along.
So you're saying that almost the purest form of behavior is actually the best version of behavior, kind of.
It's intelligent evolution is also, we should reconnect ourselves towards intelligent evolution. So there's still adaptation ahead of us where we have to. Yeah. When I say intelligent evolution, that means we need to put our greatest gifts as human beings into work.
But the core of it
and work it out.
The purity of it, though, where there's no like need for deception and weird things.
Buggery. I don't think there's anything perfect.
No. I'm saying
I have hope in. I have faith in that we are actually gifted enough to actually figure it out.
Let me say this. Like the idea of like the pure idea of us all like in a communal way looking after each other. But let's say there's a fucking asteroid heading towards Earth. Thus, we will develop technology, right? We evolve like technologically and adaptation for our environment that we're dealing with. We can see a fucking rock floating towards us that could kill us all. So we end up in a communal way, work together to destroy that rock, so that not everyone dies, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm not a primitivist. I don't understand what that means. I mean, we are technological animals. We are scientist animals, basically. So
it's fun too, right? It's fun.
It's like we're not even the only family of animals, primates. We're not even the only family of animals that use tools.
No, we're just really good at it.
Yeah,
that's our edge. I'll say.
I slightly disagree, but I get what you're saying.
It needs to be technology. Science needs to be under public control and not under oligarchy control, because that's dangerous.
This is something that I think you might have fun watching, Jordan. Go look at videos of crows trying to solve a problem. Basically solving a simple puzzle to get at like a little piece of meat that's supposed to be the reward.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. That's why I fucking love crows and ravens. They're awesome.
Well, actually, like this is kind of more metaphorical than it was like a it's like anecdotal, but more metaphorical than it is like I saw this in real life type of thing. But the idea was like, hey, isn't it crazy that like if you walk up to a bird, it's gonna fucking fly away as fast as it can, right? If a person approaches them, not every time, but like a lot of times it does, right? If you walk past a bush and there's birds in there, they fucking flap around and
Yeah, like a little sparrow's definitely gonna
duck and dive and all that shit. But at the same time, a bird might land on the head of a horse and just sit there like no problems happening, and the horse is like whatever, like no problem, like there's no like that core like we know we're not threats to each other thing.
And I'll take this a step further. I don't remember the name of the species of bird that does this, but there's a species of bird that will actually go into like a crocodile's open mouth, and it'll like pick out little bits of food that are stuck in its teeth.
Yeah.
And the crocodile lets it happen.
Yeah.
And it never chomps down on the bird almost.
Like they're neighbors or something. Different, but neighbors.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Very interesting.
They both gain something from it.
Man, oh man.
See that's why I wish more people would read biology textbooks. There's all this fascinating shit in there, and it's just waiting to be noticed.
Joe, I told you, I don't read. Okay, I don't like reading. Okay,
go to your room.
Give me a graphic.
Well, I actually agree.
Book.
I mean, in general, if communism is going to work, we don't need Marxist theory. We need more STEM education, basically.
Wow.
Well, if we're going to stop that asteroid, then we definitely need some STEM education here.
Well, that was
that ADS isn't going to build itself.
What was the shit that Reagan said? Right? Wasn't it like, I wish there was an alien invasion, so that people would start working together to stop the alien. Like they need like another foe or enemy to defeat. You know what I'm saying? Like even though like it's Reagan and we know the crimes of that guy. But I'm saying, like, the idea of that, which is quasi partially what I'm joking about when I say, like, hey, I'm waiting for aliens to float down and be like, hey, guys, you fucked it up. We're here to help you. Versus, like, well, Reagan's was more like the enemy shows up and we start working together and build weapons together to destroy the external threat, because if aliens take over, we all die. So we have to work together. All right? Which is a twisted way of looking at that.
Trent Reznor wrote a song about that exact thing.
It is a twisted sense of things, honestly, like it actually is. But
Yeah. What do we got? Like a minute left of this video?
Yeah, this is the video. Here we go.
Infrastructures have control over economics. Yes, we agree.
30 seconds.
But the Federal Reserve is a structure of government, and they use to control our economy. So you could pass laws and have a culture that says we won't tolerate large corporations lobbying. That has nothing to do with whether or not you have a balance between free market and socialist policies. Thanks for checking out this clip.
Holy fuck, we had 20 seconds left, apparently.
Yeah, we're not going through the outro.
Yeah, we just, we said a lot in this video.
We certainly did.
And now it'll exist on YouTube. Congratulations, everyone. We did it. We destroyed the asteroid.
This video will exist until, I don't know, Google runs out of fucking server space for some reason and they start deciding whose shit to keep up.
Or YouTube bans me forever. One or the other. But don't worry, I'll try my hardest to keep it here.
That'll probably come first.
Either way, there's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. There's a lot of ideas that were said here from different perspectives. But understand, like, this is like a 3-hour video. But I feel as though just there's value. Like, well, there's value in anything, but like I think there's like.
Fuck, it really has been 3 hours. Damn. Can't believe we turned this 15-minute shit fest into 3 hours of discussion. I'm impressed.
Well, I think there's something there to be like discussed, listened to, talked about, inspiring, whatever the fuck. Even from dumb fuck Timmy and his team. The idea of like playing with material that's thrown in front of your face, pause, and like making it something out of it or bringing up ideas in regards to it, I think is very, very worthy. Although I'm sure a lot of people want like 10-minute bites of video or even less than that. I understand that. If you're on the go, you just want to like, you know, you want to click on the channel, just watch like a quick video. I understand that too. Maybe I'd turn that into something.
Maybe you only get a few minutes of time during work to eat,
or whatever you're doing. Right? I understand, but it really is. It's not planned. It's absolutely organic. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Yeah,
it's organic. It's just
Jordan.
People have ideas and thoughts.
Jordan is a very minimal editor. All he does is
very minimal.
Put up the intro bit, and the rest of this is just whatever the fuck happens.
We haven't apparently today.
Hey, listen. I would be actually like something that actually inspired me from someone like, God forbid, forgive me, Asmongold, where it's like, hey, if someone like clipped our shit up and made their own channel out of it, let's say we're not there yet at all, but let's say the channel blew up somehow, right? And someone like took clips and just like posted them on their own and made money. I'm not gonna get mad at that at all, bro. You're never gonna see a copyright notice from me ever. So, you know, if people want like say we kind of blow up and you get like cut out versions of videos, like certain sections, I'm not gonna get mad at that. It's more so like
the badge of honor.
The ideas. Yeah, actually, that I would be like, oh fuck, we made it, right? But
yeah, somebody cares enough to chop up our shit and put it up in public again.
Yeah. So I say do your thing. Someone actually asked me about that a couple of years ago when I was like more so like doing the live streams and all that shit. They asked me like, can I use your content for them? I'm like, dude, you didn't even have to ask. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. Go use whatever the fuck you want to use. I think that's the way things should be. Personally, that's why I will never change that idea of content. But when I'm like actually making videos, it is what it is. Like people want to say ideas, they want to talk, they want to add context, they want to say, hey, Jordan, check out this video, check out this. That's the way it's supposed to be, in my humble opinion. And people that want short clips, and no one's made them yet, just watch some of it. We have DVR on YouTube, right? Hit pause, do something else, go swimming for 3 hours, come back and watch another 10 minutes. If you want to like hear what we're saying. If you don't, then like the videos will be linked in the description box for yourself if you want to do that. Also will be linked is these charity donations. If you want to do those, please check them out, share them, donate to them. Or else. Please do so.
Join the Discord server and fight us.
Or else.
Also, yes, the Discord link will be also linked in the description box. I know that thing's like glitchy. You know when you have like when you like create a link, right? And you're like, okay, I want this to never expire. I've had people tell me that they had problems like joining from the Discord links I put in the YouTube channel. So if you're having those problems, if you made it to this part of the video, please let me know, and I will create a fresh new link for you guys to join if you want to. So please do so.
I think I might be able to do something about that, actually.
Joe, the one you said, remember when you did that for me before? It fucked up. I did it on my own. It fucked up as well. So it might be something with Discord. Maybe they fixed it. Maybe they patched it. I don't fucking know. But when you put like the never expire links, sometimes they fail. And yeah, if you hear this part of the video, please just tell me about it. I'll get you a fresh link. Pause for you to watch. And obviously, and most importantly, than anything else on the planet Earth, if asteroids, aliens, communism, capitalism, the most important thing to do on planet Earth is to give this video a thumbs down. Yeah.
Post a link so we can get there quickly.
Say you wanna get in.